Hi, hello, and welcome. We are His and Hers Live, and we will be your casters for this evening. I'm Juka.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Andrew. Yeah, we're going into another qualifier here. A lot of really good teams trying to make a name for themselves today. Some established teams that are trying to get some traction, struggling a little bit. So we'll be keeping a close eye on them all today and seeing who progresses to the finals later this week.
Yes. So if you are just tuning in, this is week 3 of the qualifiers. These are the Oversight Hyperlux qualifiers. Every week, there are 2 different events. The qualifiers, where the top 10 teams will get to move over to the finals, which has $5,000 in cash prizes. So top 10 teams tonight. Now, of course, you want bragging rights to get first, second, third, but let's take a look at the teams that we have this evening. Andrew, what is standing out to you? Who are you calling it? I'll give you 2 options. No, you picked 2.
Yeah, you want me to give 2 options. I got you. Yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on Space Station Gaming. They have had really good performances in the past, but recently, the past couple weeks, and at least this series, have been struggling a little bit. So keeping a close eye on them today. And let's see. Let me browse around. I'm just making a note. G2 was playing super well, so I'm looking for them to continue that. And those would be my 2. Be out for me.
Okay, I'm going a little different. I think tonight we're going to see a stellar performance from FaZe. I think tonight is going to be FaZe's night. I don't know why. I just feel like it's going to be a FaZe kind of night. And I also think we're going to see Tripods up there. Tripods have been looking polished week after week after week. Like I say, I think that they have won the most improved pro team award ever since they entered the pro scene.
Yeah, they've been doing really well, especially in their 3v3 fights.
They have.
I feel like they were a little more cautious a couple months ago going into fights, but now 3v3s, they're feeling really confident.
They absolutely are.
They've got their teamwork really firing on all cylinders.
They absolutely are. All right, guys. So if you're just tuning in, we're getting ready to start. You've not missed any of the action yet. If you have any questions for us, I can't stand streaming without having chat up. So I want you guys to know I see you. I see chat. I'm keeping a close eye. If you guys have questions for us, if we're not in the middle of a fight or something very direct, let us know. This is not just a one way. You're not just here to watch us and keep your mouths closed. I want to see some hype in the chat. I want to see some questions in the chat. And we're going to have a good night tonight. 10 teams will move forward to later in the week for the $5,000 finals.
Yeah, going into game 1, once again, I'm also curious what comps we're going to see today. Seeing a bunch of mixture of comps with a lot of cryptos in. Cryptos, obviously, right now, helping to cancel out the Seer meta. The crypto alts can, blow up and kill any type of seer ult that's around. So that's really cool to see. And also the Watson Newcastle making an appearance as well. So yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on the comps today.
All right. All right. I'm being told that we're just waiting on a few players to join the lobby. Sometimes it's hard to get these pro players to step away from their hardcore rank grind. I always admire that some of these top competitors, they are top rank grinders, which is such a huge time commitment. So it's not that they're practicing scrims, private server, comp games nonstop. Like they're playing this game against people that are just getting home from work. People, they're playing this game against you guys. And maybe some of you guys have actually faced some of these players in the lobby. And yeah, no, it's they play this game a lot. I'd say a lot of these pro players on average, Andrew, what would you say? Maybe 8 hours a day?
Yeah, something
I
else
think so.
interesting too. Most sports teams you play with your team. You practice with your team, and that's it. A lot of these guys are kind of mixing it up. They're playing with each other on different teams. The teammates are playing. You'll see NRG players playing with TSM players, playing with Optic players, playing with this and that. So it's really interesting. It's almost like I don't know. You don't see that in any other sporting industries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think that's interesting. And that goes to show with what you can do in a virtual esports setting versus actual, the other type of sports that we deal with. A lot of people are just
On the
sitting.
non-virtual.
Yeah, the non-virtual, the physical sports versus the esports. That's really the difference with
Mhm.
that. Location doesn't matter when you're talking about playing video games. It doesn't matter, and that allows you to play with a whole variety of players. And for the viewing pleasure, I think it's really fun when you see two teams that might, go against each other in a $5,000 tournament one night are going to be, teaming up and being on the same team just an hour later.
Yeah, what it allows you to do is you start getting a feeling of based on who you're fighting, potentially what their tendencies are.
Hmm.
So you're getting some insider knowledge when you're playing with the enemy. So it's an interesting concept to me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm excited. Okay, so we're gonna get game one started here in just a minute. Like we said, a lot of the teams that we have competing tonight, a couple of new teams that I'm excited. I don't think we have anyone brand new. Everyone that's playing in this tournament has played at least in one Oversight, Hyperlux, Qualifier, or Final. I do want to say shout out to Stormtroopers. They are the Challenger Circuit team that has been playing exceptionally well. They received an invite to the week one qualifier because G2 couldn't make it. G2 had really earned a spot for it. G2 had something else going on. I'm not exactly sure what, but Stormtroopers have just proven that they deserve a spot among all of these other teams. And I've been excited to see their improvement and growth over the last couple of weeks as well. They qualified the first week. So that was really exciting to get to see them play in the finals the following one. And, another team, like we said, that we were going to really look for is G2 running the non-Valk. Love to see that. They often don't run a Valk. And it's crazy because with where they land so far down in World's Edge as well, down in Thermal, to have to traverse, although World's Edge does often have south side end zones, but with landing on an edge like that, the fact that they run without a Valk is very impressive, and they played so dang well last week in qualifiers.
Yeah, it is interesting to see some of the new teams coming in, especially we play so much and see so much of the talent out there. It is always interesting when we have friends and players that are so good that don't have teams and don't end up making it onto a team. So it is kind of crazy, and I wonder how you get onto a team. Like I'm saying, Judy, we see so many players coming up that don't ever make it.
I mean, Andrew and I will say, guys, we just hosted a tournament last night. It was amazing. It didn't have anyone that's playing in this tournament tonight. Hopefully we will start to see some more absolute new names, new teams on the pro scene for NA. There's been a lot of changes recently to NA pro scene. Certain teams not re-signing, as we just heard recently, if you've been keeping an eye on all the drama on Twitter. But I mean, there's one thing that stood out for me, and I say this time and time again, were the ladies last night. Andrew and I hosted a tournament. It was a BIPOC tournament. It had $5,000 in cash prizes. I do want to say thank you again to His Watson for letting us do that. It was an amazing tournament. There were a couple players that I had never heard of that I will now never forget after watching their gameplay. And I know for a fact they could absolutely hang with some of these pros. So I'm hoping we can definitely see. It's just the barrier to entry so difficult. It's difficult to go through all of the challenger circuits and with the format, and then to get through those qualifiers to get into the pro league. All this stuff was decided so long ago. So You know,
Really has.
you've got to get with the team, play with them, and perform. It's very, very difficult to do, but the performance that I saw out of a lot of players and a lot of new players was amazing. And one thing I wanted to say is we had so many women playing in the tournament yesterday, and I really, really want to see some women starting to compete on the NA pro scene. I know that the talent's there. I know it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when I think about it, we're season 15 here. And when I watch other sports, I often see new talent, like, for example, in Premier League. You have new talent coming in season after season. And not saying that there's not any talent in Apex, but it is interesting how basically since season 3, 4, that there was like an established group of pro players. And that's pretty much all that's been it, right? Like,
well, that's why I'm so impressed with Nick Merckx and what he's done with tripods. And I will say that, I am super impressed to come into the pro scene that late, to have not had this be your main game for years after the game's been out, and to come in and hang with the best of the best says a lot about their still.
Yeah, you got to really stick with it, and having a big org behind you is always useful. With FaZe, they were able to kind of endure. So it's pretty hard to get in, these days. So seeing this goes back to, we were talking about the new teams that we're seeing being introduced into this tournament series. So always got to keep a close eye on them and know how rare it is to actually get new players injected into the scene.
Yep, absolutely. Again, I think we're just waiting on a couple players before we get this game started, but no worries at all, guys. If you're just tuning in, you've not missed any action. None at all. And like I said, this is a little different than some of the other broadcasts maybe you've seen. I'm keeping a close eye on chat. I see you guys, and guess what? We are starting. And first things first, I'm seeing 100 Thieves back on the Newcastle Watson comp, which I love them on so, so much. And let's see. Anything else stand out to you right there?
I did not actually catch it, so keep a close eye. Keep a close eye as we go through the teams. I saw a Maggie or two, I think.
Yeah?
Am I crazy?
I don't know. I didn't see that, but
I thought I saw some Maggies. Maybe it was a Catalyst. I don't know. I wouldn't run either one of them. So.
What about Bang though? How are you feeling about Bang in comp?
Bang, I still don't quite understand. If there was $1 million on the line, why you would run Bang on World's Edge? Especially, I could see maybe on Storm Point. The Storm Point has those giant open areas where sometimes the smokes are almost as useful as a Gibby bubble. But on World's Edge, I'm not really understanding the Bangalore too much.
Okay. A couple questions there. SSG is playing in this tournament. Yes, absolutely. Like I said, guys, we do have chat open as well. I will try to address as many questions as I can, as well as the mods in chat. There are a couple of commands you can do. Again, this is just the first game, so you haven't missed anything, but !now, !finals, and !discord if you want to be in the know of everything going on with this event. Let's take a look at 100 Thieves as they are in Skyhook, just looting up.
Yeah, 100 Thieves kind of been up and down recently.
I will say more down than up, honestly.
Yeah, they were obviously the ALGS champions. That was an interesting one. Match point is always interesting. They were not one of the first teams on match point when they ended up winning, and then they got a pretty crazy win there. But besides that win, they've been trying to repeat the greatness. So kind of up and down, keeping a close eye on them. I like them a lot, like individually, the players.
Absolutely.
So I hope they do well.
Yeah, and here's taking a look at CLG. CLG is a team that has fought to earn this spot. I remember a time not that long ago where CLG was fighting off drop every single game, not only here, but also on Storm Point. CLG has decisively won and claimed that spot as their own. All right, and we do have some teams possibly getting a little bit closer together. That we're taking a look at HEC right now as they rotate into Landslide. I'm not sure if there was crafting there, what they would be doing, but that was quick on the drop and rotate already to be looting through an area that is already looted. Great loot from them, though.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good on the armors. 20 squads up. Pretty far zone pull for them. They, ideally would not want to get into a fight in that tunnel. I bet if there was a team there, they would just turn around. With 20 squads up, chance of being third party is very high.
All right, and we have some action. Here we go. Starting
Shots
early.
fired.
OXG, I'm not sure what that was. Was it an actual bot? Yes, it was. We have bodies. We have bodies being shot at. Optic versus OXG. Optic landing big mod Always getting those good guns. Almost always getting a beacon as well. Often crafting. OXG rotating right in front of them.
Yeah, the fact that neither team had great entry damage or a quick pick, it'd be interesting to see if this fight does end up happening.
Yeah, do you see that with Skittles holding the angle back far away as the two white shield players on Optic push up, aggressive. Makes me a little nervous with that call. I'm not sure if I would have if that was you and me in the lobby, I would have said, "Give me your purple shield and I'll go down and fight them." But to keep him back there with that, I don't know. But Dupe doesn't, you know what? Dupe doesn't need a shield. He has his arm shield on Gibby and he hits those. 100 damage already. Having to back up and hit a little bit of a heal. Seer does everything, cancels, sees everything. Already wasting that ult though, and you know.
Yeah, a little paranoid there, throwing down the Seer ult super early. Oh, Optic Gaming's just gonna let that fizzle out. And does look like somebody is pushing up on Skittle Cakes. That is a caustic in a building, so regardless, it's gonna be really hard to take down. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, juicy
Oh my
flatty shots
gosh.
right there. And we have a couple of fights actually happening at the same time. I see FaZe as well in the middle of a fight. Last player of OXG, can he clutch this? We got a little bit of zip line. The 360.
What
No.
happened?
Optic Gaming not even losing a player right there. OXG out.
Yeah, you saw that OXG thought they had Caustic a little bit cornered, so they kind of full chased the Caustic, and in doing so, they got shot in the back. Sometimes you need to be careful when you're chasing someone like that. They ended up getting caught out. The Caustic was a really good bait and switch there on the roof. We have Rack. This could be end zone positioning. I can't quite see the map, but this does look like they're posturing for potential end zone here. So we got Rack. Okay, we got we're over in Harvester now. Does look like we have the FaZe team over here, and they're just trying to rotate through at the moment. Try to claim some ground with 19 squads up. There's going to be a lot of interest in this shooting over here in Harvester. So,
All right, Andrew, what do you think about the comp that FaZe is running? You know what? When I called them as one of my favorites to win, I didn't see their comp, so I don't know how I feel about that. But watching this entry damage in this fight with the Maggie, Alb just kind of scooting over all the therms right there. Double gold shields as well. They have the loots. They have very, very interesting abilities with all of their legends. But they're playing aggressive here, getting the knocks.
yeah, they seem to get the edge in that fight, and then they were just straight chasing the enemy down there. And I think they're fighting is that Smiley they're fighting? Yeah, Smiley eliminated there. So
Yes.
Sang getting shot by Nick Merckx. So yeah, there are multiple teams around. Nick Merckx was not even part of this fight. Nick Merckx is holding the bridge back there, you can see. So Smiley, like I said, there's so many teams around in the Harvester right now. I'd be very careful committing too hard to a fight here.
Okay, again, we've only lost 2 teams so far. We've only lost 2 teams, but we do have quite a few casualties. Tripods holding an aggressive position on the bridge. Watching a team Valkalt right in front of them. SSG was in front of them. They're taking a position right behind them.
Yeah, nice little swap on position, a little leapfrog, if you will. And I'd like to see the map kind of see how the teams are rotating here and what this zone's doing exactly.
Stormtroopers, well, you can see right there that this is a pretty central zone, and that's why a lot of people weren't sure if they wanted to stay in Harvester. Hold that bridge area. Where CLG is right now, beautifully set up with all of those fences, is a very good aggressive spot.
All right, this makes more sense now.
Where they're going to have a lot of action.
Yeah, you can see this is the zone potentially that pulls right to the bridge where Tripods is holding. You see Nick Merckx there in the teal color. CLG also in a nice spot up against that mountain on the west side. That's often where the zone can pull as well. You see, yeah, it is pulling up that direction. And it can also pull near SSG. You see the light green color there at the bottom of Harvester. So those are 3 spots, 3 key spots that are trying to be held. That's why you see so many teams piled in here into these buildings. And as these zones close, the teams on the outside are going to be in huge trouble.
Yeah. Like Andrew just said, I really like the spot that CLG is in. And you can even see on that dotted white line on your map, that's the next zone. So we have a little bit of insight, a little bit of extra information. If you're watching the broadcast here, quite a few teams clustered in the middle. 100 Thieves still hanging out a little outside the final zone. Could have a fair 50-50, which is hard to say with 18 teams up, but this could be a somewhat isolated fight.
Yeah, people are looking for big entry damage in order to take a fight at this point with 18 squads up. You're going to need significant damage and or a knock in order to really be able to push anything. You see that they're taking a couple shots here and there. I mean, they are trying to get their armors leveled up as well, which could be useful, but they're also trying to, get maybe a couple headshots in a row. And it does look like Sync is being chased by G2 right now. Sync D's is probably big dead here. On Flesh as well. I'm not sure. This could be the last player on this team. Yeah, and that is Team Rack eliminated. Sync was the last one trying to survive there. G2 once again starting the day off pretty good. We saw last week they had a great series. They were able to take the dub in one of them. And yeah, just holding down this side. They're on the south side. They're down near tree, and that is not the best spot for this zone. So they're going to be in a bit of trouble. And it does look like FaZe.
I was about to say, speaking of trouble, we see FaZe going through it, Slurp with about 80 health next to his name.
They did get Crook down, though.
Okay.
They're running a new player today. Are you familiar with
No.
Osivian?
No, I'm not. Again, I'm not sure if this is a troll name or if this is, you never know. Sometimes these players do change their names. Absolutely, they do. But I'm not sure. Normally Snipe Down is their third. Again, I haven't seen anything on Twitter with if there's been any roster changes on that. But Aggie on the squad playing pretty aggressive here, missing one or two of those Eva shots, and that slight mistake's going to be enough. Again, HEC has height. They have a far superior position, but look at that. Hill needs to be careful.
Yeah,
losing his shield.
Huge shots in there. Hill jumped right on top of Abilele on the car, really caught him off guard. That was a really nice sneak attack, and then hitting some really good G7 shots there. Hill definitely carrying his weight in this fight right now. It's going to be a 2v1 here, trying to avoid the goop. And I hear a res. Hill's going to go in and try to finish it up with the Mastiff. It's going to be a really hard 1v2 for whoever's alive on FaZe right there.
Actually surprised you could hear that, Rez. I'm going to try to see if I can increase my audio because I couldn't hear that at all. I wonder if it was just coming through on your side or not mine. Sometimes the audio does that. And they're going to get the res on Crook.
Yeah, I think one member of FaZe did sneak away there. Potentially, yeah, that is Slurp. Gonna go heal up, potentially get the banners here in a second. Optic is in a fight with BRD. They're in this little weird choke.
Oh, Andrew, I don't like this position.
Near Lava Siphon.
They're so susceptible to getting, one of these teams is susceptible to getting fully sandwiched and pinched. I don't know if anyone's coming up behind them on either side, but fighting in these tunnels like this is just such, I don't know. I feel like it's such a crapshoot.
Yeah, you saw the Bangalore smoke. That people are running digi threats, knowing that there's going to be so much Bangalore smoke around. So it can backfire if the team you try to smoke off has digi threats and you try to rotate out in the open, and you can get quickly downed. 100 Thieves getting the res. Okay, Newcastle. Newcastle is a fantastic legend if things get weird like this. They're stuck on the outside of a building, and they have a makeshift fort. Port-a-fort.
A port-a-fort. That sounds like a Fortnite thing. Isn't that a Fortnite thing?
I mean,
I think it is, Andrew.
Maybe.
I think so. Okay.
Something like that.
All right, 100 Thieves taking residence in the little trailer down below there. That's going to be really hard for them to push up. As you can see on your map, it is pulling more to Harvester.
SSG was perfectly placed for that.
They really, really were. Not good for CLG, but maybe we'll see a fight out of ESA and G2, as it looks like they're both on the other side of that rock. CLG immediately recognizing that next zone, going to hit the ult, it looks like, and rotate probably to height. And that might be landing right on SSG, I think.
Yeah, SSG's on the bottom.
Okay.
No, whoa. CLG actually tried to go low ground. That's insane. And they're going to pay for it with their lives for sure. I thought CLG was going to land on the roof right above, but
no.
To try to open the door and just getting smacked in the face by SSG. SSG's been here all day. CLG, what are you thinking, man?
I don't know. I told you CLG, they're not, they don't shy away from a fight. And okay, and here is the G2 fight that we were hoping for. Design hitting some nutty wingman shots, but not enough. Going to get shot in the back as he was trying to rotate out. Resulta, Chaotic, can they clutch this up?
Yeah, Designful being taken out by Naughty. Two roller wingman demons face to face there. Designful does get thirsted as well, so it's going to be, yeah. We're
All
gonna
right, and
listen into G2 right here.
I think we go around. We're just gonna. I
We're gonna
think
have
we
to.
go around. Yeah, they're just gonna insecure us on running. I've got one bat, 2 cells.
I'll give you a bet. Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying not to get seen. Let me just go right
Going
here.
under
This should be
this.
in. Yep.
All right, cool. So that was a little listening on G2. You heard them rotating around the backside. They're probably going to try to get the... Well, actually, I don't think they had the banner, so they're going to be a duo trying to risk it out there. And it does look like we have Optic Gaming stuck inside of this tunnel being pushed by BRD at the moment. Oh, BRD eliminated. Yeah, and that goes Season. So a little bit confusing there on the name tags. But yeah, BRD was eliminated there. And it does look like Season's going to be pushing into the Lava Siphon.
And we do
Over
have
here.
a RE45, so that looks pretty
Yeah.
good. He's looking for someone, wants to fight up close and personal. Easily one of the most broken care package weapons that we have in the game right now. Send him up front line fighting. He is ready. Season with the zone to their back here. They're not in a bad spot. Most likely no one will push in behind them. You can see G2 Chaotic getting extremely low. Did he even get knocked there? He might have gotten knocked. He did. He did. So the solo result are going to try to smoke, hit the res. And this is why I feel like Bangalore is viable. You know, that team ability for the smoke res is extremely strong. And I think that it's something that a lot of these players are recognizing, and we're seeing it a bit more.
Yeah, I just feel like it's been around for so long, and everyone's known about it. I know that, like, you know, Gibby bubble res is obviously going to be far superior. I guess on rotations, people are having trouble.
And
oh, here we go.
They are getting pushed. Chaotic, very low health, gonna hit the reload right in the face. Still on high ground with the 130 damage. Hip fire shots. Can he clutch this?
Yeah.
G2 eliminated, but bots eliminated right before that. And you know what? Tripods are the real winner here overall, as they're still holding that position on bridge. Triple purple shields right now, as we have a new team rotating in, taking height. Now, Andrew, this is where we thought CLG was going to land. And again, I'm not sure if there was a team up here that prevented them from being able to land up there.
Oh.
But they opted to choose to land right on SSG, get shot in the back by 100 Thieves from the building. Then, I'm liking this. I'm loving this spot.
Yeah, that's not a terrible spot. You're going to be getting shot from the bridge for sure. And 100 Thieves trying to hold down the snake building here, and they're getting pressured a bit. They do not want any teams pressuring this. They want to have the entire thing to themselves. They do not want to split this building up. And there was a duo on the outside, and 100 Thieves seems to be winning this fight here.
And isn't Tripod still right above them? So, you know, 100 Thieves wants to be careful and not push out too far. But how is Tripod's not shooting the team that's out in the open? I guess they can't really see them with where they are. You can see 100 Thieves also looking at the Karasuno.
Here they are.
On the roof. Okay, Tripod's rotating up. Yeah, and they're going to be face-to-face against Season, I believe, who might still be occupying this tunnel. And they're going to have a rude awakening if they are going to be in the line of that RE45. They could have pushed in through the building, though. I think they're still holding right through the tunnel, though. We're going to see a Tripods fight. Gent trying to find an entry point, but somehow losing health every time he peeks. They are ready.
Yeah, Season's got to be careful, too. There's a team inside the doorway. So Season can't really put all their pressure onto Tripods because they also have to hold off the doorway. So it's kind of an awkward standoff here between all three of these teams.
I love the Horizon wave as she waits. When your players stand still, I love the individual emotes or how each player just stands a little bit. Kind of reminds me of the
FA being
Pathfinder.
eliminated in the kill feed.
Yes, yep, first attempt. They are out. We have Slept On as a duo. Oh, no, excuse me, trio here. And they have a team right outside looking into that tunnel. And they're going to open up and say hello. If they're too aggressive here, Tripods might turn back around.
100%. Tripods is licking their lips right now, and they see this fight about to go down. Tripods is probably going to come clean this up regardless, but Slept On is going to try to push out. It's going to be extremely hard with Season having high ground on top of a train car. The Caustic could be of use, but there is a Watson Gen, so the Caustic ult if it was thrown, is probably already eaten up by that. So yeah, it's gonna be really hard for Slept-On to push out of that doorway.
Okay, they're trying to. They're poking. Absolutely poking. Trying to spike a grenade. A stick there would have been all the difference, but that was huge. The fact that 2 players left. The Valk is still there, though. Door closing, a little bit of an issue of who is going to be on which side of the door, and this looks like it's going to be a season cleanup, but they need to hurry up because Tripods could be right around the corner. 100 Thieves absolutely going through it right now. Oh,
Yeah,
Tripods eliminated.
Yeah, Tripods decided to drop on 100 Thieves. Ended up being a terrible decision as 100 Thieves does clean them up. You can see Season about to come out of zone behind 100 Thieves. I'm not sure they're going to know about this. Season's about to be right on top of 100 Thieves, and this zone's very loud, so there's a chance 100 Thieves doesn't hear them at all. And Season is going to try to push up here. They're avoiding 100 Thieves right now, and they're also dying to zone.
I would say 100 Thieves is dying to Optic Gaming, so as well as Season. Optic Gaming, all 3 players alive, only 1 on 100 Thieves here. I think that Optic might get all 3 of those kills.
That was just a really, really tough zone pull. Like I mentioned earlier, all the teams on the south side were going to be in really big trouble, and we saw just then there's not really a whole lot you can do to survive there on the there's two teams gatekeeping all those teams coming up from the south side. Even Tripods, who was in a pretty good position on the bridge, ends up dying to the rotate as well. So unfortunate zone pull, especially when so many teams are playing hard zone and just kind of sitting and waiting.
Yep. Okay, we're down to the final 5 squads. Final 5 squads. And again, that height, that high ground.
Could have been CLG, man.
Could have been CLG,
Imagine.
absolutely.
Imagine.
Looks pretty good. I feel like SSG was there first, though. They could have stayed up top as well. Again, their comp, they decided to hold inside instead. As now ESA is going to try to push in.
There's a lot of teams coexisting. ESA does not have a defensive legend, so they can't really throw any traps, fences, or anything, so they're kind of pinned in a corner. Next zone's going to be an interesting pool with 5 squads up. It's a couple duos in there, so...
Yeah, not every team is full at all. ESA, again, not even with just a sliver of health to his name. Going to try to hit a med kit before he pushes out for the final fights here. A lot of smoke, a lot of Bangalores, and a lot of smoke, it seems like, on these last couple of teams.
Yeah, I think mid-game having a Bangalore is great, but in zone like this, you want a Caustic or a Watson. Bangalore not really able to do a whole lot at this point, especially now that everyone has digi threats and also has their own defense set up. As a Bangalore team, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble here in this end zone.
Yep. Okay, SSG has to push out.
All right, this is the final zone closing. There are still the 4 squads, and ESA is going to pull up. They are a trio, so they're going to probably wipe this duo out, even though their Watson is in play. These shots are just literally locking on. And yeah, it's going to be SSG eliminated on the outside, and Optic Gaming holding the outside. We have the 1 team on top, and then the duo inside of ESA.
Yep, absolutely. Again, if you're on high ground, I don't know, that just seems to be the place that you want to be with this, but Optic with the Gibby bubble available as well. Caustic, not sure if Caustic has the ult. I don't know. This could be an Optic cleanup. Optic Gaming, the team here with a ton of experience together as they're shooting the duo of ESA as they have to run out.
Yeah, Optic has the Caustic traps all set up. Both of these other teams have to drop on each other. Optic Gaming's just in too strong of a position to possibly lose this.
They are just shooting everyone as those other 2 teams in front of them are absolutely going through it. Again, I love the placement of that bubble. It gave them just a little bit of cover, so they are controlling it. They're not letting any of the other players really get into their little space here. Drop the gas in the bubble. Dupe down. Skittle down. Knocked with a sliver of health. And Karasuno are going to win that first game.
That's insane. I don't know.
Look at the health.
I don't know. Can you explain to me what just happened?
That just proves that height is king. Height in this game. High ground. High ground is absolutely everything. High ground is everything.
They jumped into a bubble that was full of gas. I don't see how. I can't comprehend it personally.
Oh no, I don't know. They just hit fewer shots than the other team.
Yeah, they must have completely popped off there when they dropped down. Optic Gaming was full health still.
They really were. They hit more shots. That's all I can say. High ground and more shots connected. Look at some of these highlights from this game. This was a heck of a moment right here with G2. You really wish that that shot from Tripods didn't come from across the bridge. When you win a fight like that, yes, while they did get the KP, it's still a little bittersweet to die just a second later. But dude, all these highlight reels have the car in the clips.
Mm-hmm.
A very flashy weapon. It is the one
So
clip
let's take a
weapon.
look here. That's an 82. They're all still full health. Duke gets caught out by something, and then Nox starts just flying around. So I think at some point there was a lot of panic. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised Optic Gaming didn't get the dub there, but they still got nice placement there. And props to Team Kara for dropping down into the gas, into the Gibby bubble, and somehow pulling that off.
They rotated late. The fact that height of Harvester was available was clutch. It's funny. That reminds me of a game we had just the other day where we had a similar end zone, and I even said we want to sit up here. This is the best spot to be in this position. I want to be up on height, and you know, I just think that it just goes to show high ground is absolutely everything in this instance. Let's go ahead and take a look at the game 1 scores, and no doubt about it, Optic Gaming, it somehow managed to just get so many kills. 8 kills that game. That was a 17-point game for them. The winners of that last game, you can see they're in second place, but also with 17 points. Esports Arena with 14, Space Station Gaming with 10, and 100 Thieves in 5th with 9 place. Now, top 10 is all that matters. Top 10 will move forward to play in the $5,000 finals later this week. So you just want your team that you're rooting for to be on the left-hand side of this leaderboard.
Yeah, so that means we're going to be keeping a close eye on the teams, you know, around the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 place right there that are fighting to get into the top 10 today. You know, bragging rights are fun. It'd be fun to win for these teams, but often times they're really just trying to get into the top 10 so that they can make it into the finals for the cash monies.
Exactly. And I see a couple questions in chat. And like I said, guys, I'm keeping a close eye on chat. I see you guys. I'm answering these questions as I see them. Furia TSM have already qualified. This is a qualifier. Some teams, based off their performance, this is a series, so everything matters. All of the weeks in every event, it is connected. Top 10 from this move forward next week. Bottom 10 from the finals move over to the qualifier. They have to prove and earn their spot to play again in the following week. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back with game 2. Together as they're shooting the duo of ESA as they have to run out.
Optic has the caustic traps all set up. Both of these other teams have to drop on each other. Optic Gaming's just in too strong of a position to possibly lose this.
They are just shooting everyone as those other 2 teams in front of them are absolutely going through it. Again, I love the placement of that bubble. It gave them just a little bit of cover, so they are controlling it. They're not letting any of the other players really get into their little space here. Drop the gas in the bubble. Dupe down. Skittle down. Knocked with a sliver of health. And Karasuno are going to win that first game.
That's insane. I don't know.
Look at the health.
On this victory.
Hello and welcome back. You just missed game 1, but don't worry, there will be a VOD up in case you want to see it again. We're getting ready to start the second game on World's Edge. We are His and Hers Live. I'm Juka.
What's up, guys? I'm Andrew, and yeah, we're going to jump into game number 2 in just a few minutes. Game number 1 in the books. Pretty cool end zone there with a lot of teams being able to survive as it pulled over to Harvester. And, you know, a lot of teams with very few points that are going to be looking for some more points as we progress through the games today.
Yes, and we are happy to be here as well. Thank you, guys. Andrew and I are going to be casting the qualifiers for the Oversight Hyperlux series. Absolutely, we're happy to be here. And yeah, like Andrew said, there's some really, really strong teams tonight. And the winners of that game right there is one of the teams that has not played, didn't play last week, I believe, and I'm happy to see them. And that is going to be Karasuno.
Yeah, they won a really good fight at the end there. We were talking about the Re earlier, Jigo. What would you say is the best care package weapon besides the Kraber? Would you prefer a Re over Mastiff, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, let's review the care package weapons. Let's review the care package
Okay.
weapons first of all. So I would
Okay.
say between the Rampage, the Kraber, the Bocek, and the RE45 in order, I would have to go Kraber, Re very close at the top. Rampage, I guess Bocek then Rampage.
But would you rather have the crate Kraber or the Re?
Ah, okay, I
I mean,
misunderstood.
the crate Mastiff or the Re.
Oh, you know the Mastiff that hits 120 in the face every single time, even if you're a little bit off to the side. That one. Yeah. Like the
Okay.
early season 1, 2, 3 Mastiff that was in the care
like
package.
the one from last season, or like the season before. There was a Mastiff.
I
in there.
would rather the Mastiff because I think it rewards more of a skilled than the RE45. RE45, you just get up in their face and spray and pray. I think the Mastiff rewards a higher skill to have to somewhat aim the one single shot. While I do think Mastiff is the easiest shotgun to use, I think that it helps that. Well, let's go ahead. We can worry about that debate later. Let's take a look in game 2, the map, as the players are already dropping in and looting up. Don't think we're gonna see any early action again. Not really seeing where we could have some. We have one team still flying in, landing. Yes, they're landing Dome. Not, it's so funny. Dome, one of the POIs where people often don't land. I'm just being told the loot there really is just no good.
Yeah. Also, there's only BRD up in Climatizer. They're very thankful that they're landing there uncontested now. Does look like tripods in the lava siphon, so that'll be interesting if they ever do go up in a lobby against TSM. How that's gonna play out.
You see the zone? I'm excited. You guys know that I love a fragment zone and or a skyhook zone. And guys, we are blessed with a fragment zone. So you know what that means is we're going to have a heck of a lot of teams alive later in the game. We're going to see probably quite a few fights at the no name outside of fragment, as well as the buildings on the eastern side. So this is an exciting end zone. I feel like I don't see this one enough, but I love when we have it.
Go some early rotations heading that direction. We have SSG running through the landslide. Getting that ball on gold there is high skill.
Are you saying that as a player who's often missed the rotation of not getting it at gold?
High skill play there, getting that gold ball.
Okay. I usually just let you go for them. Whenever there's a loot tick around, I just feel like you go for it first anyway. And they're already being met face to face with some fences up here. And teams are already wanting to prevent or at least be alerted of when there will be other people rotating. You see where FaZe is right now? Already hanging out up here. This could be right where the zone ends. It might end up pulling to the track right behind them. But this zone could end right here. I have seen one end just right outside this building as they're already reinforcing the doors, keeping their heads on a swivel, and looking for a couple of kills. No one's died yet. It is very risky to be the first team to fight. But Andrew, look at how quickly these teams recognize this zone. They are swarming to this area.
Yeah, FaZe doesn't have any type of defensive legend, really. I mean, they have Catalyst, but I'm talking like Watson Caustic. So they're probably a little nervous here. Yeah, and they are trying to defend their territory. As we do have first attempt, going to try to pull up on double white armors. I would be very tentative here. Once FaZe identifies the double whites, which I think they already have,
Ooh.
they could just full send on this. It's going to be very hard for them to play this. And OXG also in a fight outside. And this is up on the hill to the north of Fragment. It does look like OXG was trying to come in, and they are being gatekept as well. So all 20 squads definitely not cooperating with the rotates.
Yeah, Bang hanging on to those bombs there, just trying to use them as sparingly as possible. And only if their lives depend on it. But they're going to rotate back down and around and maybe try to go to the tunnel. Possibly try to go to the tunnel to the other side. We'll see. Maybe the other way. But 20 squads left. You don't want to fight unless you get some initial huge damage. You don't want to, but they're looking for it. They're looking to see which way they can rotate in and around. As I can't believe how many teams already were in that east side of Fragment.
Yeah, problem with OXG now is they're going to be going against traffic, so all the teams will be trying to head towards Fragment, and they're going the opposite way, so they're definitely going to inevitably run into another team as well. Tripods.
They're probably going to run into
Siding?
Optic. Optic's probably taking their sweet time from Big Mod. They usually take a little while to loot that area, so they might fight Optic if they're not careful.
See more white armors in the air getting cracked. That's often terrifying, and they're landing right near CLG, who's already in that building. This could be really bad news. This team, they're getting shot from multiple sides. This is Kara, the team that won last game.
These are the winners of game 1, currently tied in second place, but tied points wise for first. They want to keep that momentum going. Tempest with just a sliver of health. Everybody clench. Can he get indoors where a Watson belongs and set up? They know this is not end zone, but it's at least an unoccupied house that they can hopefully reside in for a short time as everyone else tries to find a place.
It was very close to being a disaster there as they flew in. CLG was already in the corner building that they were hoping to get, and they were getting shot from the ground as well. So just really, really lucky for them to even be alive at this moment. And they're like, well, this is good enough.
Good enough. You know what? Sometimes when all 3 players are alive and well, that's really all you can ask for. But I love this aerial views. We can really see all of the teams here. SSG residing in the broken building. I would say your favorite building in all of Fragment. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a really fun building to play in. Does look like some teams may be gambling on the zone, pulling up to the no name as well. We have 3 teams in no name already occupying all these buildings as well. This is a pretty good spot from Tripod. They like to play. They're trying to get KP. They're up on the hill. You see they're split pretty hard here. Holding that choke. Any team that's coming up from the south side of the map right now is going to have to run into tripods. And they are going to hold that choke pretty firm there. So not a bad play.
Not a bad play, but look, if they fight, they're going to probably be met face-to-face with Optic. And Optic doesn't seem to care. It looks like they might even opt to go around Geyser and push through the tunnel and rotate in that far, far right side of the circle. But we shall see here. G2 also taking their sweet time. Again, part of that's because they're not running a Valk. They have to traverse the entire map on foot, especially when they land down in Thermal Station. And you know what? They'll probably be blessed with a thermal end zone because so many times it ends way down there. OXG, what? Look at how far down they are, Andrew. Remember, we just saw them right where tripods were, and they went all the way down there. I guess they were looting or crafting?
Yeah, I think the play for them, they knew at that point they
hard
couldn't
edge.
really get to zone. They were being gate-cupped, and they weren't really going to be able to get a good spot. So maybe they went down to Big Mod, got some crafting guns, and yeah, OXG way out of the zone, and they're comfortable. They're fine with it. Fine about it.
All right, again, that dotted white line on your screen that you guys were seeing, that's the next zone. The next. So if you're watching the broadcast here, you guys all get some secret information that the players cannot get. OXG, it is about, look at this health. Now, you know they have that perfectly timed. They know when is the last second that you can hit a medkit, then when you can hit a syringe to optimize those heals. And they did not expect to have a team meet them here this far out of zone. As you can see, ult down, but getting knocked from across the way. Sync D's getting that KP and the thirst.
Yeah, they ran into a lot of teams that are still kind of stacked up here, like traffic, trying to somehow get into Fragment. None of those teams were able to get through because Tripods was holding that choke. So yeah, OXG just running pretty much into a traffic jam and most likely going to die there on the edge for it.
Okay, look at this. How many bubbles is it? Is this just 2? I swear it looked like more.
OXG still pinned into the zone there. It does look like Team Rack on the bridge is just going to be easily gatekeeping them, as well as another team on the side. So OXG really hoping that these fights start popping off here on the bridge so that they can somehow maybe get that banner and get a res, because there's a lot of reses around this area.
Yeah, this is always a funny area to me that there's... have you ever thought how odd it is that there's 2 reses? I don't think any other map has 2 reses so close together as this part on World's Edge does.
Facts. Yeah, it is a unique spot for sure. Who was that? They're gone.
They're gone. That is E8. Elevate. rotating in, and that's a good call from them. They're going to go through this choke here on the Harvester side. Just find a space in. They are going to probably be okay for a little bit. They might run into 100 Thieves. Who is there? There's someone even behind them. I'm surprised. I didn't even see that on Valves.
They all ended at the same time. This could be... About to find out pretty soon. EA's going to have a really nice gatekeep in the fuse, griefing whoever this is. Headshot as well out. And that is OXG. So I think that might have been the duo of OXG trying to fly in and get safety. It does look like slept on, taking some pretty big damage, and ESA potentially, yeah. That was Smiley going out to ESA right there.
I was about to say, I see some players on the map that are one shot. Absolutely one, and they are getting full sent on. Can they hold off BR Demons? I don't know. You needed that charge rifle really to hit for like 60 or 70. Hey, great cancel on the Seer there, though. Reads on the Red Eyes. That's what we call the Bloodhound. Ult on the Red Eyes. Catalyst Wall is there, trying to give them some visual clutter, some major divide. Reads dodging and weaving some of these shots here with some really, really strong scout shots. Some of the best scout shots that I've seen all night. My scout does not look like that. That was beautiful.
Reeds has some pretty significant aim control. Let's check it out firsthand here. They have the digi sight, so the Bangalore is going to be able to smoke everything, and they're going to be able to see through it.
All right.
Be careful. There's somebody right on his back. He didn't see it. We could see through that.
He probably didn't hear it either, let's be honest. Didn't hear it either. Reeds is the last player alive on the team. Can we get a good clip for Twitter with the vote here? Not enough. BR Demons, the team that tried to come 3P. ESA right there, eliminated. ESA, well done. Holding off that fight.
You know who's M1? M1, the name M1. People always change their names. Who could it be? I'm not sure. We'll have to keep an eye. Anybody in chat know? Capra, chat says.
That's what we're trying to find. Petition to make the players all use their real name, except for Monsoon, because Hot Dog Man is an amazing name. He's the only one I feel like that I'm okay with a troll name. Everyone knows Hot Dog Man is Monsoon.
All right, do you see the zone pull? It is certainly not pulling into the no-name. It is going to pull towards the bridge. And we've seen the zone before. It'll often end near the broken building on the west side of the bridge there. You see where 100 Thieves is? 100 Thieves is in a really nice spot, especially since they do have defensive legends as well. Does look like CLG might be landing very close to where 100 Thieves is located.
Oh, Mamba with just 40 HP, getting triple landed on by bots. 11, 44, dead.
Mamba,
what were you doing? Although they're getting punished for it now. They are absolutely getting punished for it. I see SSG also capitalizing on one of those kills there, but CLG going through it, as well as Tripods. This is a Tripods versus Optic fight.
And this is way out over near Lava Siphon. These teams are so far out of zone right now. They are just trying to get KP, but this could be costly long-term in this game. Tripods all extremely low.
They're probably banking on winning this and then hitting a Valk ult out. They just do need to keep their head on a swivel, make sure no one comes down that hill. But guess what? It looks like people are looking down that hill. Optic already did what I thought Tripods was going to try to do and just Valk ult out. They're off the scene.
So we have 20 seconds. This is going to be round 3 closing, and Tripods has no home. They're going to have to pretty much, fingers crossed, land on a team potentially and fight. There are a lot of buildings in Fragment, but I bet you with as many teams as we have up, they're most likely taken. So we're going to keep a close eye on Tripods as they go.
And that was Rack. That was Rack that was on the hill kind of shooting down them. You could see Optic Gaming, they didn't even stop to heal up as they're now being face-to-face with 100 Thieves in the market area of Fragment. They said, no, you cannot come through here. And getting knocked, Skittles down.
Ouch. Yeah, and that is the Gibby Res. You're seeing the classic comp. I would say this is one of the most classic comps in Apex that was used for so many months in a row with the Gibby Caustic Valkyrie. Pretty nice defensive abilities there, and the Bubble Res coming in clutch.
Yep. Okay. Tripods did Valk ult and made it inside this building here, but guess what? This building was occupied. We saw a team rotate through here earlier, and it looks like they haven't even left yet.
None of these teams safe. We know the zone's going to pull over near the bridge, so these teams are pretty much just fighting for KP on the edge. not a bad thing. And, you know, just fingers crossed that they're going to be able to get over somewhere near the bridge for in-game.
I swear, if you didn't know this game, Andrew, and you watched someone brand new, but you were familiar with shooters, you watched someone play Seer, just aiming down their sights at a wall like that, you would be like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Dear, the only legend, it's hard to tell. Are they wall hacking? No, it's just part of their abilities. It's just part of their abilities.
Tripod's low ground here. Probably not wanting to take that fight, but like I said, they're going to be taking poke shots. If they can get some big damage, they're probably going to try to send on it. And yeah, everyone's just kind of waiting. 16 squads up. The zone is pretty small for 16 squads, so
yeah, Andrew, less than a minute till zone
paranoid.
4 is donezo, and I'm excited for this because as soon as I saw on the dropship flying over, I saw and knew that this was going to be a spicy endgame.
ESA's making some moves. They can see 40 seconds on the clock here, and
Andrew, was that the first time you've ever seen a triple hit from one smoke? Because I think it maybe was for me.
it's not, but I love the fact that you noticed that.
I'm excited. You know, you see more bangs. Come on, a smoke doing 30 damage right there? That was impressive.
That's big impressive.
Big impressive. Okay, so with the Horizon
Ooh,
ult,
Optic
the
getting pushed.
Seer ult, and the gas. Oh no, it's Santa in a fight. Holidays are here. Optic Gaming eliminated. Iraq winning that exchange. Going to try to get their player up.
That's a pretty bold fight there. Rack kind of had to do that. They didn't really have anywhere else to play. And pretty much a coin flip there on the fight there. I'm surprised Optic Gaming goes out, but I think it was because 100 Thieves is shooting them in the back. As 100 Thieves pulls up behind Rack now too. And 100 Thieves in a bit of a pickle now that they've lost Vax. And the team that they're fighting has all 3 players up.
They have his banner, and is that res still available? I mean, how crazy would it be? Pretty crazy. Yo, Amu
Pretty
said,
crazy.
come to my wall. I've got this. I've got the moves. And yo, here we go. Rack going for the angles, but backfiring a bit here. And look at the kill feed. It is a novel of names over there on the right-hand side of your screen. We are losing a lot of teams right here. Impulse, the only player left on Rack, has a very powerful close-range gun.
Rack gonna probably try to lay low and potentially get the res off here. There's multiple teams that could easily come grief, but the teams close by do not want to leave their locations. You can see the team in the broken building there. They don't want to move at all. They have a great spot, and they're trying to hold off ESA in this backside parking lot area.
Guys, did we all get a little bamboozled by this zone? I feel like we did, and the way it's pulling, I am so impressed. As you can see, the Rack was not able to completely get that res off, and they are eliminated. But I am impressed with where the zone is pulling a bit more. Unfortunately that it's half on the lava there, but this is a really cool end zone that I have not seen this one in a very long time.
Yeah, FaZe looking to get a recovery here. Does look like Alp getting res and immediately getting re-knocked.
Oh.
And gonna be a 1v2 situation here as both players are swinging now, and this could be the end of FaZe as yeah, Vize does clean that up. The full team of Stormtroopers was alive, and that is a hell of a lot of fences inside.
So FaZe out. We are down to the final few teams here. Tripod's still all 3 players alive. 2 teams residing in that building.
Dude, they've just been like full stress on the first floor with the team right above them for the last 10 minutes.
I know. I know.
You know, like, just, you know how they're like peeking
Yes.
angles, trying to like look in the windows, peeking angles, look in the windows.
Yeah, exactly. I think
Probably
it's
ready for a break.
after 3 minutes of that, they probably just like both teams just have an understanding. They just said, you know what? We're going to both try to make it out of here. Let's just go.
Here we go. Yeah, the zone is closing. Tripod's going to try to maneuver over towards the bridge area. You can see through the walls a little bit. Does look like Streamer Building is definitely occupied.
And the building where they are right now, if they had a Newcastle on the squad, they would just have the best spot. Just place a little safe wall right there. That could be a winning spot.
They're looking for this gatekeep, though. Oh, a team did just sneak into the building right in front of them. That little 2-story building right in front of them is occupied. Tripods doesn't have a great... Somebody's floating in the... Okay. Somebody's floating up in the air. It's like
yeah,
a big
they're
fight on this
horizontal.
bridge.
They're horizontal, though. They're already out.
Yo, nice shots. Lots eliminated. ESA Yeah, this is gonna be good for the Bangalore and the Digisite gonna be able to get the res off possibly as well on M1. So Tripod's eliminated in the kill feed you saw right there. We knew that was pretty much what's gonna happen.
No, someone probably just jumped their wall, or they just did. They had no
There's
cover.
nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go.
They had no cover there. ESA, SSG is still in this building though. SSG, all 3 players alive and well. Their building is occupied by a couple of teams. OXG on their roof. SSG on the bottom floor. OXG probably, I didn't see in the kill feed who exactly got them out, but look at that. I mean, they had a little bit of cover. They could live where they were, but I think someone probably just peeked over their wall.
This is gonna be pretty nutty finish.
I'm
this
being
is
told
more like
they had a lot of grenades thrown at them again without a Watson, without any defense. Yeah, it was an explosive death. It sounds like.
this is an area we typically see in pubs where a movement streamer is running around on the zip line, but this is not an in-game ranked or private server zone that we often see, and this is gonna be 2 teams fighting directly on that wall, trying to LOS the team that's on the height here. I don't know how Protectful even got knocked there. That was a Kraber. That makes more sense. A Kraber knocking Protectful, and Protectful does not get rezzed. Looks like OXG is going to try to hold this off with a duo on the roof.
Yep.
And the Digisite is going to be in full effect here with the Bangalore, and they're going for the res potentially.
6 squads, 18 players are still up, and this small final ring is going to close in just a little over a minute. And yeah, that Kraber's doing some work. I think I've seen their name. They've been getting a couple knocks with it so far. Here we go. Let's take a look first person at this Kraber as they now have the height.
Yeah, they really good shots, getting 2 knocks with that Kraber in that last fight.
Oh,
And
yes.
They do have the roof here. It is the Kraber on the very top there. You see looking at ESA. ESA's in a really nice spot as the zone's pulling towards them in the 2-story building over there. And
Okay, ult down.
The crab.
Ult down, and they're going to just hopefully look down and maybe give us some trick shots, maybe give us some exciting shots here as we see the final few squads meet their fate. I love this. This is a great setup with the Watson.
This is tough. Nobody wants to peek. Nobody wants to take the first damage.
No.
We're going to need a Kraber shot here to
Not sure if
connect.
those were hitting their teammates or what.
They
All right, they
are,
have to
and
run.
Here we go. ESA's in a great spot. The zone's pulling right to them, and they have really nice positioning on the roof here. Looking for the dub here. ESA with the Bangalore smoke coming down as well, and the Digisite's taking some zone damage. We're going to get the battery off here as they drop down. They are the last squad against a duo. ESA going to go ahead and clean this up. Nobody can see what's happening.
Hipfire is just bombs and smokes and just ESA somehow clutching out that dub. I think that's just one of those instances where you just try to keep, you know, an eye on the circle. And this is why we love a fragment end zone. Look at the graveyard of pro players right there, downtown in the city.
Yeah, the entire T of the map all coming down to that last 20-yard circle. All the loot in those boxes right there.
That was so crazy. The Bangalore at the end, you better hope you have a Digi with so many bangs on this map. I mean, it was just a cluster. It's so hard to see what's going on. Couple of ults too. There's our Santa Caustic in the fight earlier. Couple of good moments in game 2. Great end zone so far. You know we're gonna get a lava only thermal end zone next. I feel like it's just World's Edge karma.
Yeah, really good shots out of the Kraber too. It's interesting to see. All the Bangalores, honestly. I think you can't run a Bangalore if Seer is relevant. But considering there's so many cryptos, canceling the Seer ults allows for Bang to be run. Is that's the play here?
And I think with more Bangs being run, we're seeing more Bloodhounds want to be used. Because I do think Bang and Blood are still just one of those classic Apex combos. But without any hesitation, let's go ahead and take a look at the Game 2 scores. Esports Arena on top with 30 points. 30 points, 18 kills. Parasuno in second place, 11 kills so far with 20 points. Stormtroopers rounding out your top 3. Again, guys, top 10 is all that matters tonight. Top 10 will play later this week in the $5,000 finals. So if your team that you're following, that you're rooting for is on the right-hand side of your screen, we get some hype in chat. Hype in chat will help bring them the good vibes that they need. I am, again, super surprised. 100 Thieves, I swear, they are always in that 11th place. They're just one or two off of qualifying, and I am just super surprised to see them there. A team that has dominated ALGS in the past, that has dominated the esports scene. It's just, surprising still to see them there, as well as Optic Gaming. Optic Gaming, a team that's been playing really, really well for the last 6 months plus. Played very, very well at ALGS as well. Surprised to see them there. And let's talk about some of the leaders from last week's qualifiers. G2. G2, remember how strong they were last week?
Yeah, G2.
Yeah, super strong last week. I'm surprised to see them on the right-hand side as well. But you know what? It's only been 2 games. It's okay. Plenty of time to still, shake things up.
Yeah, G2's going to do well. I've got a feeling they're definitely going to be in the top 10. They've been playing too well not to qualify today. So we're going to be watching them closely. And also, like you said, 100 Thieves should be pulling out of the bottom. So, yeah, we're going to have game 3 coming up here in a minute, guys. And probably going to get over to a break.
It is the final game on World's Edge getting ready to start. Okay, we're ready for a break. We're going to go ahead and do that. We'll be back with game 3.
As the action is happening, there's just like little cluster fights on nearly every corner of the map right now. This building is locked down by the guard, living up to their name with this defensive positioning, using that Watson ult, and then the Crypto at the ready. It looks like the ult has been used recently from Crypto, so that's not going to be a factor immediately, but that's some great shots from Keon. The first knock comes through. Now the Eva 8 dealing out damage. That's 2 down. That's the third. Team Slept On is eliminated.
Throwing the nades and arc stars all abound. Meanwhile, you have another team held up on the inside, and finally, the Sentinels will put an end to Slept On. Found one lonely player there, and they're going to set up shop right across the street. Meanwhile, G2 in complexity. Go head to head, and now here comes Dark Zero getting in on the third party, as they're going to be laying down all types of damage to finally put an end to complexity, as now both G2 and complexity will be eliminated.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, NRG, we have FaZe here. Looks like they just cleaned out Sentinels, who we were talking about clutching that spot from the qualifiers. That's going to be the end of their game 1 run, but that leaves NRG versus FaZe. Here we go, the shots coming out. We have 301 car combo. Players down for both sides. That Watson being a menace. But again, that window has been the best friend of the attacking team. NRG scoping through the window, cleaning up the final kill. And add to that now, Dark Zero going for a very cheeky reboot if they can indeed pull it off using that mobile respawn. NRG now in a fight. They get a takedown. They get 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, Esports Arena have to go back to the drawing board.
Hi, and welcome back. Sorry, Andrew's making me laugh. Welcome back. We're His and Hers Live. We are your casters for this evening. We were just talking about that last game.
Yeah, I'm about to choke on a chia seed, so just give me 1 second.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I've literally been cracking up for the last minute, but if you're just tuning in, we're Andrew and Juka. We're His and Hers Live. We are going to be your casters for this evening, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But anyway, we are getting ready to start game 3. Game 2 was we were all blessed with a rare fragment end zone. I love to see that. We're going to take a look at the scores again here. Here's the total leaderboard. Esports Arena on top with 44 points. Garsuno in second place with 37. HEC making the top 3 appearance there with 18. Optic Gaming in 4th with 17. SSG still hanging out on top with 17. Andrew, give us the update. How's the chia seed? How's the throat?
We're doing pretty good over here. We've locked it in. We've been breathing normally for the past few minutes without coughing, so it's good. It's good. Things are looking good, but I'll tell you what's not looking good. CLG and Smiley, 0 points. Coming out of 2 games with 0 points is pretty rough. They're going to be reconfiguring their strategy for sure, and trying to figure out how they can actually get some points on the board, especially since there's a team with 44 points. So Sports Arena kicking ass so far.
Yeah, no, it looks good. Again, All right, so here we are with the updated again, the total leaderboard. So there was an update. So that was just the actual individual last game. 100 Thieves are in top 10. I repeat, 100 Thieves are in top 10, you guys. Also making a top 10 appearance, we have Tripods there with 9 points. Now, there are so many teams that are in that 12 to 6 point range, about 10 teams right there battling that out. So anything could happen these next couple of games. We only have one game left on World's Edge. Andrew, I want you to use your data mining powers that I know you have because you created a crazy setup here. So I know IT guys, they do it all. Where's this next zone going to end? You got to call it now without seeing anything.
Yeah, so we've had the zone pull over to Harvester. We've had the zone pull towards Fragment. We've gone far too many games without a thermal ending. You know what I'm saying? There's always southern endings. They used to be pretty much 90% of the time. So I'm thinking it could definitely be thermal. Yeah. It's a no-brainer, really. It's pretty easy.
Okay, I am going to say what I hope for, and I hope we have Skyhook end zone. I don't think we're going to get it, and I want it to be Skyhook, like where it pulls all the way to the train in the north. That's how far north I want this pull. I want this to be like North Pole Skyhook.
Look at the zone.
I know! It's thermal! It's tree or thermal, no!
It's tree or thermal. Does any coaches, anybody need coaching? I'll be available all night. I'll be here, guys.
No, I was never proven wrong so quickly in my life. Okay, we'll take a look as the players drop out here. There's a couple commands in chat. I see you guys are already doing them, so you already know, but in case you don't, exclamation point now, exclamation point finals, if you want to see the current scores and the teams that have already qualified. We'll be playing later in the week. And this is going to be a good game for G2. I would say so. You know, the zone kind of is coming right to their hometown. This has got to be a good game for G2, CLG, and maybe even Tripods if they don't have to rotate too far at all.
It does look like G2 is going to be in that thermal position. As I called it, I'm very rarely wrong, and G2's going to be in a great spot. They're going to loot up and probably pull towards the backside of thermal potentially. They're going to have they have the beacon there as well. So G2 really set up to get a win here. All the teams on that northeast side are going to be in a bit of trouble here. It's really hard. You can see all the chokes heading down to thermal, especially as you get closer to thermal. The mountains get really tight and the chokes become almost impassable. So yeah, it's took me a really tough one for any team that's not on the central or southern side right now.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Taking a look at the beautiful Trials and Skyhook, an area that seems like a dream end zone, but we're going to the opposite end of the map here as we tune in and watch ESA as they loot up before they traverse down the map. Naughty playing really, really well, though. I don't know how much experience Naughty has playing with this team, but I've been seeing them pop off tonight in the couple of fights that they've had.
Looking pretty sturdy so far, and now that the teams are noticing the zone, everyone's going to be rapidly heading down there, knowing it's super important. This is one of those zones, if you're not there immediately, it's going to be lights out.
All right, taking a look here. CLG as they rotate. Get a couple of scrap loot bins. Maybe take a look at Rack. They're getting very scarily close together.
They don't see each other quite yet. I think Nano does recognize Rack now. Yeah, and do you take shots here or do you continue to rotate in? You take shots. So, yeah, neither of these teams quite where they want to be yet.
Well, CLG is a team that is not shy of fighting early game. I feel like they've had to contest 50-50 as a NA pro team more than any other NA pro team. Like, they're always fighting on drop, and I feel like they're probably bored the fact that they haven't this entire lobby yet. But you know what? A team that does not normally fight early, SSG, themselves face-to-face against another team here, as Frex just is going to go down. Frex down, dropped without a shield, trying to hit the bat.
Yeah, and Rack going in here on the top side. They're going to 3v2 potentially, and it does look like it's going to be a 2v2 now as Impulse tries to get onto the balcony and finish up this kill. Impulse taking some massive damage, though. That engagement did not go how Impulse wanted to go. And they're going to grab the bat. It does look like we have CLG, which we saw earlier. Now they're going to pull up and third party this. So
Yep.
SSG and Rack both in really bad positions. Now with 20 squads left, this is what you expect would happen. You know, you generally never come out ahead when you fight with 20 squads up.
CLG showing up here, getting Rack down. This could be really good for SSG, maybe giving them a chance to possibly, oh my, Volt shots, so beautiful. What a quick cleanup. CLG not even losing a player right there. Now Rack had definitely not reset at all, but they're going to make this their new home. We're going to try to find a perfect spot for this pylon, maybe on the toilet, maybe the sink, maybe the desk, maybe the middle of the room. We don't know, but I can't wait to see where. There we go. Okay, right outside the desk.
I like I like how they try to put it in the toilet area, even though they 100% know it's not going to fit there.
He's like, maybe they did a patch. Maybe it'll fit this time. I don't think it will ever work right there. But you know what? They're always trying. You know, sometimes there's little updates that are pushed out that we don't always know.
All right, so that was the first squad out. Like I said, fighting at this point is really tough. It's possible, but it's got to be really quick and it's got to be really clean. And to have a clean fight against any of these pro teams is going to be tough. It's hard to quick wipe these guys. Oftentimes it ends up being messy.
It's unfortunate because Rack, I feel like, was winning that fight against SSG. And yeah, it's like Andrew said, you might be winning a fight, but if you fight with 20 teams or up on this map, it's not going to reward skill. It's just going to reward who's going to get pushed into the third party sooner. Even though Rack was winning that fight against SSG, SSG only had one player left. CLG just came in and cleaned it up. All right, here's another fight. Someone trying to push in G2's home turf. It is HEC. Also, E8 eliminated.
Lots of teams just literally suicide jumping into this center area here, and HEC taking some big damage. They have a caustic gas on top of them, but they do have a Watson. The Watson fences are down, trying to put out some big damage. Enemy is doing it. Can Crook clean this up? This could be huge for Crook with the G7. A couple shots left.
Oh, wait. He got it. He got it, right? He got it, but G2. G2 backed up and then came back at the perfect time. G2, they know how to fight in thermal. You do not want to fight G2 here.
And this is G2's territory. Literally free shipping on all the loot that was just sent to them. G2 started here and they just got fed kills, and now they have 6 loot boxes. But we just saw that 2 games back to back where the G7 hipfire clutches it up there. So that was really nice out of Crook there, getting the 3KP at least right before his team died. So that's pretty cool.
Andrew, Zen's still up. You see that on low ground there, SSG. So they do still have a player. I don't think he was able to grab banners though, because CLG, you know, they haven't really left. They're going to chill up there, but you know, SSG still does have one player in the lobby. And yeah, indeed, everyone does love free shipping. Free loot. That's the only bad thing about when the zone does pull to you and you don't have a Loba. Normally you can be really, really down bad on the loot. So it's always nice when the loot delivery, the free shipping comes right to you.
Do you see the people just dying in the zone right there?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Why are we fighting out here? Why are we here?
Yeah, it does look like Smiley is fighting in the zone here, and they are dying to zone. I don't think they have many heals. It does look like OXG is going to gatekeep them and is hogging the crafter. So OXG in a big trouble here. I think they're out of heals, and they're also being gatekept. So
Hey, both teams look like it's just a mirror of each other's health. Senpai, I think, just dead, right? Yeah, dead. Out.
they are crafting. They just went down to the bottom and got they opened up the bins to get more crafting materials. So they are crafting meds now. And both teams in complete shambles.
You could barely even see them, guys. Like, we're looking, the team we were just watching, guys, top right-hand side of your screen, way in the orange area. Like, what?
Shambles.
I don't know what they're doing out there. This could just be one of those instances where no one makes it out alive.
Harvester, it does look like Tripods did get a reset and moving to Harvester. And OXG not getting the res there, and Smiley somehow gonna make it out of this alive.
They're all dying to zone. What is going on?
There are no heat shields in these servers, guys, so There is no safe refuge when you're in the zone, especially now that Zone 1 ticks at the same strength as Zone 2. They're going to try to craft some meds, and this will be the savior for them. They're having a literal res train right now.
They are, but you know what? I would be full panic. Does anyone else feel like their heart rate is elevated 5 to 10 beats per minute when you're in the zone? Because I know it happens to me, and I know that my duo partner that I always play with, this man that you're listening to, loves to fight in the zone. So I feel for OXG right now, and I wish them the best of luck as they try to make it out.
Zone ticking sound is very therapeutic for me.
You're crazy.
I prefer to be in the zone, but not with... If I have no heals, then yes, it's a bad time. Especially early game when you only have 2 white heals.
Yeah, exactly.
100 Thieves.
Exactly. 100
Where
Thieves.
do we
Look at
land?
Thax's health. He's going to probably land right on CLG. No, they're going to try to go past.
Yeah.
They have the Newcastle wall, so they can make space here. They might try to opt to go down to that building.
CLG already has nades in. Trying to throw down the Newcastle wall. Already have about 6 grenades and a Valkyrie tactical coming in from CLG. And CLG is going to walk down and easily clean this up right now. As CLG shoots through every single crevice and crack in the fence.
Wow.
It's going to be a
Wow.
disaster for 100 Thieves.
Look at those cheeky angles right there. But you know what? As long as that Newcastle's with me, you're safe. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick listen in. Let's hear what the players have to say.
45.
You're getting great, watch out.
45 again.
Good, I'm just backing up. Fuck
Oh
that.
my god, so annoying, bro.
Watch over you, fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna back up, bro. It's not worth
Use the
it.
gen.
I got Maggie
I'm
kid.
Yeah, you have to look at that.
I'm good.
You're good, you're good.
I don't know from where, though.
It had to be on your side.
Damn, bro. Could
I mean, like,
if
if I went to go full swing with you, we could have wiped it, but like, I don't know.
Maybe it's okay.
I don't know if it's worth the
Play
risk.
safe.
Yeah.
Play safe.
I'm gonna drop
There's
my
hella
wings.
cells in here and shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab more.
You
I
guys
don't
can,
have sniper ammo.
can throw nades at them when I get my MP next.
There's nades in there, but I have to drop shit. Team just keeps fucking arguing me.
And yeah, you could hear the indecision there. I think they had an easy kill on 100 Thieves there. I mean, obviously you want to play safe with 14 squads up, but 100 Thieves was in such a bad position, and with 1 down, I feel like CLG should have pushed up on that. I know most teams would have probably pushed up there, but CLG struggling today a little bit, so a little apprehensive on the fight. So.
And look at this zone with the lava right through the center of it. And you know what? I'm not surprised. After the first 2 amazing ones that we had, you guys knew we were going to have a lava zone this one. Andrew called it. Like, without a doubt. There's no way we get 3 beautiful end zones in a row. This one had to be covered in lava. Makes for spicy gameplay. We're going to see 2 separate fights here. We're going to see a cluster of fights on the north side of the lava and the south side of the lava as the rest of the teams rotate in on the map. So there's going to be a fight here. There's going to be most likely one winner of the south side, which is where G2 is located. G2, again, not running a Valk, so south side is going to be very hard to push through, but 100 Thieves still somehow has part of the team alive.
Here we go with tripods. They finally got the res, and they also got a reset on loot. So they're going to try to be pushing in here. They're pretty far out of zone, so they're going to be trying to take this top side of this area above the bridge, and they are pushing up right now. Gent with a nice 301 shots coming up.
All right, they're pushing up. They're taking space, as we would say here. Take space, walk it up. Getting that information on the scan like that is so huge. Gent losing a lot of health, but still a really, really good Horizon ult. Unfortunately, was not able to spike it with grenades. So, oh, there goes the Seer ult. Andrew, and zoom in, you see it. I hate when that happens to a Seer ult, but it is so dang funny when it does. As you can see the ult just like flying across the map like a hot air balloon. I think that's the nerf that Seer needs. I really do. That you just don't know when your Seer ult's gonna just disappear and float away like that. It sometimes does. FaZe showing up here. FaZe on the other side of the fight. Smiley as well, as you can see, getting the thirst on Gent.
Smiley in dead last right now. Really needs some points, so they're excited to get the free kills there on tripods, and they are chasing down the remainder of the tripods, it looks like. In an awkward 1v1 standoff here, as tripods are eliminated. speeds going down. Smiley continuing their push as a duo through the top here and getting stuck into the wall there. Vision is super scuffed now for Sang. Backing up,
Ooh.
maybe going to potentially go... No, they're getting shot from its tower that's a different team right now. So Smiley in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, they're a little split. It looks like Slurp's going to probably drop on... No, Sang's already down. Sang down. And this is first attempt now. Just back. Look at all of these. The goop. The goop blocking off that area. That is some perfectly placed. You see the angle on it even. You really... you could tell. We have some experienced catalysts here as FaZe do go down and Smiley go down to the hands of Optic and OXG.
Yeah, it's always going to be a tough spot to fight there. Like we keep saying, it's really hard to pull those off cleanly, and it was a third party that ended up prevailing. First attempt came through and just had easy cleanups, and now it gets to sit on top of 9 death boxes and get all the best loot.
And CLG just showing a great textbook classic performance play out of them, as they did have the perfectly timed 3P at those 2 buildings, and they're still occupying both of them. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to push them off. Typically, we see 2 teams alive in those buildings, one in one and one in the other, but it's going to have to take one team to just Valk ult, triple stack land on whoever's split. But let's go ahead and look at Optic Gaming as they're trying to push in this donut building.
Optic wants the donut building. They have a good character for this. Caustic not only allows you defensive opportunity, but with the ult, if you can kill the Watson Jin, the ult is devastating if there's a team inside of one of these buildings. So Optic Gaming could potentially take this building. It does look like they're comfortable with just sitting on the bottom.
All right, they're looking for some entry damage. They're looking to make a move here. OXG eliminated, and how are 100 Thieves still alive? The way that they have somehow survived is beyond me. And they are now winning this fight against ESA, as ESA is winning with grenades, as you can see. Getting the knock right there with the thermite.
100
and
Thieves,
the thirst.
Thieves taking...
I love when
a
they
lot
rock
of
this
heat.
comp, though, Andrew. I wish they would... I just want to see... They stepped away from Newcastle Watson. They weren't playing that well. They went back to it, but I just feel like it's a great comp, and they play it so well. Like, if 100 Thieves can make it to top 5, they're so good at playing endgame. It's just that they've been having trouble getting to that endgame.
It just shows how well that comp can give you defensive abilities. 100 Thieves has been taking shots for the past 10 minutes straight, and they're still alive. So Watson, Newcastle, definitely one of the best defensive comps, especially in a position like they're in, where they're not in a building. They're kind of just out in the open, and they're still surviving.
Yeah, taking a look here, Andrew. What do you think about... Look at CLG still holding both of those buildings here, but looks like they're really trying to get pushed. ESA, the duo, maybe going to push the solo off one of those buildings and force CLG to be only in one.
They want to take over the first floor. Standing in the Watson fence, a little risky. Yeah, they do get to take a building.
Yeah.
They also get some death boxes, so this is going to be... Whoa. Kraber shot taking enemy down.
No,
Very
taking
far
Naughty
away.
down. Naughty down.
Oh, not... Okay, so ESA is on one person right now. Are they going to let this? Yeah.
Oh,
he gets the free res.
knockdown.
I don't know where that Kraber was, but...
I think far away. I think he didn't know where that Kraber was either.
Yeah, so these boxes are going to be great for any scrap loot for sure. Probably pretty low on ammo at this point, considering they were just fighting 100 Thieves for like 5 minutes straight. E2, we saw them early game. The zone was pulling directly to them. They didn't quite predict the zone perfectly. They are going to have to move in a moment with 10 squads up. They're in a great spot now, but in 40 seconds.
I know, Andrew. They're rocking Bangalore instead of Ashe. G2 was playing Ashe for a bit, which I know maybe they're regretting that they can't do a big Ashe ult right to the roof, which that's the one really cool thing about Ashe's portal. It doesn't have to be somewhere where your feet actually walk you to, like Race portal. You could literally, I've seen it here, and I've seen a team actually clutch and have a big Ashe ult to a roof of a building from low ground in the lava, and that would be huge for them to be able to do that. Now, Horizon Tactical is just, a much slower way to transport your entire team. Still able to get to high ground with that, but it's going to be very risky with the aim that a lot of these players have. that Horizon Tactical, just they can one clip you. They can one
There
clip
you
you
go.
out of that. And here we go as they try to make their way in.
G2 dropping down, and they did make a little ground, and they are having to push more because of the zone. A lot of arc stars coming in. That's really tough. And the thermites. G2's
And the
using
back
the Bangalore
stuns.
smoke. No, they're getting gate kept really hard right now. G2 eliminated just like that. They took so many grenades, and they were getting shot from multiple teams.
Yep, G2 out. Bots also out. Optic Gaming down to 2 players, just knocked and Skittle. So many times we see these clutch fights, Andrew, end with people hip firing the scout.
Yeah.
I wonder if these players all practice hip firing the scout.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's what you were saying earlier. They play ranked for 8 hours a day, so a lot of scout hip fire practice inevitably.
Okay. Optic doesn't want anyone to walk over there. You can see the team is holding low ground. No one is taking shots at them from up on high ground because they're all a little preoccupied. 100 Thieves still alive. They almost didn't even make it on the landing. If you guys remember, Vaxlon was just like down to 40 health. I think all 3 of those players at some point have been knocked. Maybe not Onmu. Onmu might be the only one who's not been knocked yet. And the reason why is because he's been able to Newcastle res the team.
Yeah, this is
With
gonna be
that
really
shield.
good for them. They have the perfect comp for this scenario where they don't have a building. The zone is gonna pull outside there, so they're gonna be able to set up a nice fortress. First attempt making the move up to the wall. That's a good move there, and not really much anybody can do about that. Oh, the cancel.
No, I was hoping they weren't going to turn around right in that instance, and what a slap in the
Timing.
face. Literally, shots in the
timing.
face. That is going to screw them up, and they're not going to have that ready again in time, are they?
Nope. And so they're stuck on low ground with the Optic. They're just going to fight for the KP down there for sure, and then they're going to die to the lava. So here they go. Optic Gaming as a duo, taking out Plane. So now we have a 2v2. Can we get the armor swap? No. Little Cake's going to go down here, and that was Optic Gaming eliminated. CLG still holding down this building on top.
They have the safest space. They do, without a doubt. They have a roof over their head. They might not have doors, but you know what? They don't need them because they have Watson fences.
Also have Crypto, so this would be interesting. If Crypto does a crack here, it's probably going to hit about 13 people. And
There is a team on their roof, though. They're keeping their head on a swivel, and they're climbing up.
ah, there is. Yeah.
It's only the
No, they took
duo.
major damage. Look at them. They almost went down there because that duo on the roof is griefing CLG hard right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're just the 2 of them. They've done a great job surviving, just the 2 of them. 100 Thieves looking to see if they can maybe capitalize on some kills down below. They're just inching it up. They're playing together, playing close. And
Ooh.
now 100 Thieves are going to grief
Ow.
the duo as they walk right up, and they didn't even turn their heads. Vaxlon
Yeah.
dropping at the perfect moment right before his death, and ESA get eliminated. 100 Thieves still alive? Still alive.
Crazy maneuver there. 100 Thieves didn't have to go up to the roof.
They kind of did because they were going to shoot down and grief them. Ballsy, but it worked. 100 Thieves don't just want to win this game. They want to win this game big. They want a lot of points.
CLG, they used their Crypto ult here, and it does look like first attempt is going to go in and fight 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves holding off first attempt as well. And now they're up against it for sure. Vax on the last one of CLG. All dropping out of the house right now with the re and going to clean it up. CLG, like I said earlier, they could have wiped 100 Thieves, I feel like, but they played it safe. And, you know.
They got
maybe
rewarded.
that was, yeah, maybe that was the play.
They absolutely got rewarded.
Maybe that was the
CLG
play.
took a fight that they were absolutely supposed to take, and they didn't take a fight that they weren't supposed to. CLG looking good. Played that game perfectly.
That's interesting. You never know how it's going to play out. I think they could have probably taken the 100 Thieves fight, considering they had them so dead to rights and there wasn't really any third parties around. But hey, they played it safe and ended up getting the win. So they're going to consider that a job well done and the strategy successful.
Big success.
Great success.
Absolutely. As we look at some of the highlights from Game 3 right here. Yeah, I know. And what placement did SSG end up getting that game? We might have to see. SSG lost their teammates pretty early on, as you saw. I think the first fight on that map, actually. The first fight that entire game. And I think they ratted their way to a pretty high top spot on the edge of the lava. But you know what? 100 Thieves getting big points as well. good climb up here. It was a 3v2, but again, I hate saying that because they were at a disadvantage having to climb up, making it a little bit more fair. But then you just have to fight face to face, a 3v1 at the end there with the RE45 right in your throat. That's a GG. That's a GG for CLG, as they are the winners of Game 3. And we're done with World's Edge. We're going over to Storm Point. What teams do you think dominate on Storm Point?
Talking like compositions.
No, pro teams. Who do you think is going to dominate on Storm Point? Do you think we're going to see some of the same momentum moving forward?
Well, I mean, we were just talking about 100 Thieves. Their comp does work really well on Storm Point. I've seen 100 Thieves have really good games in games, especially because they can use that Watson and that Newcastle together like that, like we just saw. That works especially well on Storm Point. Who else? G2 without a Valkyrie, somehow we saw them do well on Storm Point last time. So
yeah.
I don't know how you do that, but we'll keep an eye on that too.
All right, here are just the Game 3 scores. So that game that you guys just watched, here are the scores for them. No doubt about it. We just saw them clutch that game. CLG with 7 kills and 19 points overall. 100 Thieves, though, 8 kills and 17 points out of that game. That's going to really help them out. They were already in top 10. They might even be top 5 after that. G2 in 3rd place. That was their end zone. I mean, it pulled all the way down to Thermal. Not as far of a pull as they were probably hoping. They were on the wrong side of the lava, as we saw earlier. Season in 4th, first attempt in 5th. Again, top 10 tonight. We'll play later this week in the $5,000 final on Thursday.
Yeah, pretty cool ending there. We saw CLG was in the building with the crypto, and we saw him holding the ult. Right before they left the building, CLG did hit the crypto ult. They know that everyone around them is going to have 50 less shields, and are probably going to be trying to pull bats or probably hit cells. So it's a really good timing there on the crypto ult for them, and they were just able to drop off and get the cleanup there. So really nice play for them.
Yeah, no, again, that was great to see the restraint. You know, I feel like they probably could have gotten 100 Thieves eliminated a little bit earlier, but it all paid off in the end for them. The restraint that they showed to not overextend themselves got them that dub in a huge game. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back. We'll get the lobby loaded up for Game 4. 100 Thieves don't just want to win this game. They want to win this game big. They want a lot of points.
CLG, they used their crypto ult here, and it does look like first... It's going to go in and fight 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves holding all first attempt as well, and now they're...
Hello and welcome back. We are His and Hers Live. We are your casters for this evening, and you guys are watching the Oversight Hyperlux Week 3 Qualifier.
Yeah, guys, we're done with World's Edge for the day. 3 games in the books. We have 3 more games to go on Storm Point, so I don't know. I know, Juki, you love Storm Point, so it should be pretty good.
I do. I just like Storm Point for comp. It's really good, and I mean, World's Edge, I know the players have hundreds, if not thousands of more hours playing on World's Edge, but Storm Point, to me, the POIs are just big, they're spread out. I feel like we have fights more spaced out, and we have fair 3v3s without the third parties that we saw. 2 devastating third parties tonight, where a team had a clutch win against a fight, against a team, and then immediately died a second later from another team. So I just feel like it rewards skill more than World's Edge does.
Yeah, But yeah, definitely a little bit of a larger map. The rotations are not so pinched. The chokes aren't too bad. And yeah, I think they did a good job overall. Storm Point as a ranked map so far in a competitive map has been really good.
All right, well, let's take a look at the overall leaderboard. Right before the break, we showed you guys the scores of just that game 3, but here we go with all 3 games combined. We have Esports Arena, ESA on top tonight with 47 points. Not too far behind them, we still have Karasuno in second place with 38. 100 Thieves, oh, my bad. This is why I don't do the math behind the scenes, but I said top 5, but they are top 3. 100 Thieves cracking into the top 3 with 28 points. Space Station Gaming in 4th and Optic Gaming in 5th.
Yeah, most of the teams that we're expecting to see in the top 10 are there. A couple teams that are looking to do a little bit better. Did we figure out who's playing on FaZe today? In 13th place, there was a new name on FaZe.
No, they have a sub. They do have a sub. Again, when I did make that, my prediction is saying that tonight was going to be Tripod and FaZe. I'm looking at them over there on the right-hand side of the leaderboard. I know things can change up these next couple of games, but I was not aware of a sub. While their sub is an excellent player, no doubt about it, it's just the synergy. You don't have the same time practicing when you have a sub. I don't care if you get the best person in Apex Legends on your team. If you just don't have that synergy, there's just a different level of trust when you have someone you've played hundreds of hours with in the game, and they know your weaknesses and they help cover with each and every weakness.
Yeah, they could still have a couple big games, obviously, and get easily into the top 10 at this point. But yeah, another team that's looking for a really good game is Tripods. Tripods, like we said, has been playing really well and have a lot of momentum. So they're looking forward to qualifying today so they can get, again, once in the finals this, what is it, Thursday? Friday?
Thursday, I believe, is when the finals are. Yes, Thursday. $5,000 on the line. Guys, this is part of an entire series. All of these events are connected. The Oversight Hyperlux series is actually really well organized. I love the format with it. So there's points that go. So top 10 will play in the finals. Every week there's a qualifier and a finals. The finals, based off your performance, you get points. And overall, some of the teams that are in the lead so far are going to be NRG sitting on top in the first 2 weeks. Again, the 3rd week finals will be later this week. NRG's on top. I believe right behind them is Luminosity Gaming. I know that they might be in 3rd place, I believe, but there's some really strong teams that are in the top so far point-wise, but I do know for a fact NRG is in 1st place overall in the series. And you know what? It doesn't really matter. You just want to be top 20 in this series out of the 30 plus so teams that play in this whole thing, because the top 20 will get invited to the $20,000 playoffs that happen at the end of the 6 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. We're about to go into game 1 on Storm Point, and saw a lot of Bangalores on World's Edge. I would say if you're running Bangalore, you're definitely running Bangalore on Storm Point as well. So it's been a really smoky fight so far out of all the teams.
Yeah.
And Seer also not causing too much of a headache so far today. So pretty interesting. I never thought Seer would be taken out of the necessary meta. You know what I'm saying?
Is he taken out, or are all the players just sick of it and they're just opting to play other legends? I don't know how much of it is that. And I think that it could just be that the players are just sick of it. Like, I've never seen the players complain about a legend as much as people have been complaining about Seer. So I think it could be that they're just opting to play different ones, but we shall see here. And again, what I'm most surprised about, Andrew, are the catalysts. I'm shocked that there's some pro teams rocking Catalyst in these lobbies.
Yeah, the Catalyst is definitely an interesting call. I think they're using these tournaments definitely to try out Catalyst. I'm not sold that anybody else has confirmed Catalyst as a member of their squad, but yeah, I don't know. I imagine I think we have about 60-70% Seer pick rate right now. I think it's about 70. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to keep a really close eye on it. I know a lot of teams are trying different compositions out, and in these type of tournaments where there's qualifiers, this is a great spot for them to do it. And I think that's why we're seeing such varied compositions.
I like it. I love the legend diversity. It makes it definitely more exciting to watch than the same 4 or 5 legends being used across the map. So here we go, dropping into the map with Storm Point. You can already see that dotted white line on your screen, you guys. That's this little secret information that's just between us. We know where the zone is pulling. And, oh no! What do we have here, G2? Okay, G2 better hope you guys get some guns quickly. Bloodhound early game, super strong. I'm going to say Bloodhound stronger than a Seer early game. I said it. Having those scans for your team when you are fighting right on drop, Bloodhound is what I would prefer to have.
Yeah, especially since it's very chaotic. Everyone kind of scatters and they land, especially at this POI where there's multiple different levels. A nice Bloodhound scan so you can get a good lay of where everyone is. It allows your team not to get immediately killed by somebody they're not aware of.
Okay, so G2 in the better position here, even though all players had white shields, but G2 has the high ground. They have the option to where if they want to, they can hit that juicer, aka the gravity cannon.
The purple mag 301 with a flatty. Chaotic is juiced right now.
That is my ideal gun loadout right there. What you guys see in Chaotic's hands are what I like. I play Horizon, and I almost always have a 301 and a flatty on my possession. Those are my favorite two weapons on my favorite legend. Can't wait to see what he does with this.
That is Buzz on the roof getting a little bit of an angle, almost cracking the shield. So yeah, it does look like Smiley's ready. Smiley's ready. This is about to go down. They have the car Volt. This is Sang. The Sang Lion. Sang exclamation point. Change the name there.
A little bit of a name change. Love to see it. Again, G2 still what I would say in the better position. They might just opt to go back to high ground, hit the juicer, and rotate out and maybe even beat them as far as positioning goes because everyone needs to make their way to a little bit more central zone. And they're waiting. They're making the sound of the juicer, probably trying to wait and see. A little bit of a fake out. Look at them. They've already smoked the other end of it. Actually, good call because it is so crowded on the north side of the map. Look as one team goes left, one goes right, and another team just ulted and landed right there. I'm a little confused by what's going on by all these teams rotating. Stormtroopers, what are you guys doing here?
Potentially, they heard the fight starting, and they were going to maybe come in and try to get some KP.
And where did G2 go?
G2's is taking the juicers down one after another. There's a bunch in a row on that side of the map.
I am baffled by some of these decisions of these players there, but Stormtroopers just showing up right there. G2, okay, so I don't even know if they ended up hitting the juicer or if they just... I think they had to, and now they're going to probably take the IMC. They might be gatekept by Stormtroopers, though, if they decide, no, it looks like, they're talking about it. Do we do the IMC? Do we not?
Yeah, and with double white armors, I would not be surprised if they do it. Okay, it does look like Kara in pretty good position here.
There are winners of game one still hanging out on the top side of the leaderboard. Looks like we will most likely see them play again on Thursday. Guys, you can do exclamation point now in chat if you want to see the current standings. It's so weird. Like, no one needs to even be up there, and we had 4 teams right in that little area. We'll have to review that later.
Do you know where the zone is pulling yet?
Yeah, it's central. It's pretty central.
Like Cascade, like a Cascade-ish area. Kind of where we're looking around here. It does look like there is a down.
Yeah,
3 teams.
They should be getting the res. It looks like FaZe is winning this exchange here. That could be a huge frag grenade if it doesn't roll too far.
Ooh.
And it looks like it was a juicy one indeed.
And Sung is dead in the kill feed. We saw that from the Arcstar. That is FaZe, and that is in that area up there we were just watching where the teams are fighting. There were 3 teams converging, and it does look like the zone could be pulling in this area considering how congested it is. These buildings are often a really nice spot to hold for the central zone endings.
I don't know why it's so funny to me when I just see a team. Oh my gosh, look at that trident go.
That's not safe, dude.
That is absolutely not safe. Slept on in a bit of a pickle. Is they're gonna try to go inside and heal passively? I'm not sure what they're gonna do here, but they are just playing.
They're gonna die.
The comm right now is play your life. Just play your life. Smiley going in.
Triple whites. I mean, it's possible, but I think Sang getting beamered down. That was Yaz absolutely beaming Sang down. Now it's gonna be a 2v2. So all of a sudden, things are getting a little weird for Smiley up against Slept On.
And there's a charge rifle just pestering them. They weren't even invited to the party. And this is going against everything that I said that I love about this map, Andrew. I regret everything that I've said.
Nice shots.
Great
Into the
shots out of
back.
Smiley. Bloodhound on that ult right there, the red eyes as we call
What are
it.
you doing, Loba?
We're just waiting for the bracelet. You know it is one of the slowest tacticals. Kind of right up there with the Ash tactical. I feel like another one. You just throw that snare. It's a very slow tactical. It takes a while.
Surprised they haven't finished this up yet. There's only one Valk on the roof.
It's because there's someone charge rifling them from away, so no one can be outside exposed for too long, but slept on or out. They're out.
Gonna
It
need
was
to get-
Rack on height.
Super sketchy fight there. Sing going down really early, and we know Sing is extremely strong player. So yeah, just getting caught out with a one. He got one mag from somebody. Yaz apparently has got the sauce. So you're gonna get Sing up probably right over there. There's a res on the bridge near. Sang just went down. Optic Gaming fighting over near the mill right now. In the zone. Love the zone.
Yeah, Optic taking their sweet time rotating. I believe they're still landing here. There's really no reason for them to still be here other than the fact that this area just has such good loot, and I think that they are met face to face with another team in front of them, and I do see some kills next to their names. So they have had some action early, and you can see they're looking. They're looking for a team, and I'm not sure if someone just grabbed a trident. Ult is down. This is going to be CLG versus Optic Gaming. You do see in your kill feed, guys, OXG unfortunately eliminated as well. Like they maybe fought ESA, but let's go ahead and listen in to hear the players.
Scan?
5 seconds.
I just don't have good close range guns. One's on the far right. They're still here. 43 headshot.
They're trying to right now. I'm on the roof.
Bro,
No,
I'm
make
pushing
you
this
come back,
kid,
make you
this is
come
fucking
back.
weird.
I'd probably make it too.
They're right
Man.
under me. All right under me.
I'm probably making it.
Cracked the horizon.
Yeah, I'm about to look over.
I'm probably making it. I'm gonna come.
I hear you.
They're just sliding down, bro. They're so
Yeah,
weird.
all in here now. We can fight this. They're in a bad building now.
We can get close.
I smoked them.
Alright, I'm sliding in.
They're
I'm
running
scanning.
still. They're gone.
Bro.
We can just swing left.
Why are you running that comp if you're gonna run away?
I don't know. We should just
One
keep
was
going
minus in
left.
zone. Someone else right there in zone. Yeah, we should go left. Like 100%.
I'm going to
Only one
checkpoint.
medkit, two
Actually,
syringes.
let's go craft. Craft and meals, bro. I actually need heals.
I really wish.
Yeah, so that was CLG chasing him down. And yeah, a little bit frustrated there. They couldn't catch the fight, but having to turn back around, that was Optic Gaming, looks like running down the hill. They were chasing. None of the teams seem to have a lot of heals. So CLG is going back to mill to craft up some medkits.
All right, 100 Thieves maybe still feeling a high from that last game. Trying to get inside Command Center here. All of the fences. They have the Newcastle ult ready if they need it, but it looks like they're going to be met face to face with a team. And let's see if Amo can give us some juicy longbow shots if anyone peeks.
Probably going to be the only longbow we see today in use, so...
Probably. Probably.
Longbow with a sniper sight.
You know,
A very, very rare thing in Apex Legends.
why? Is it just because he hasn't found a charge rifle yet? That why we're seeing it? Although Anmu definitely very precise aim, very accurate aim. So, you know, longbow can reward more damage if you hit your shots. But I'm definitely team charge rifle over the longbow. You know what? That's what I was saying. Precise shots. I've seen Amu. I know his aim. It is beautiful. All right, going back over here, we have Seer ults down. Smiley going through a bit of a fight as well, again, as they're going to try to push Season in this building. Season doesn't really have the best defense comp. No Watson, no Caustic. This building could be broken into easily, but you know what? Season said, don't even worry about it. We're going to come out to you guys as they swing wide. Smoke out, Digi's up.
Yeah, Season's in a big fight here. They're going to have to back up a little bit. There are third parties around as well, so you have to be really careful. And they're getting swung on. Being inside of that building is a death trap. They are going to wipe one team. Hakulo's going to get the armor swap. It is going to go down to a full 3-stack third party. And that's what happens in this game. If you can't make the fight quick and clean, you're getting thirded, and you will be back in the lobby.
No, this is exactly why I said I love Storm Point, is because I said that never happens. And it's happening. All right, well, SSG rocking the charge rifle. They have the range. They have Dropped has the scout. They're able to capitalize on some of these 3Ps and without much damage, take advantage. of two teams going through it. Speaking of two teams going through it, let's take a look at G2 as they have.
That's not a
they're
good
pushing
idea.
Rack on height. Chaotic,
Yeah.
you're crazy.
Whoever goes up first in that lift is guaranteed dead. That was Chaotic, and they are probably going to get wiped here. You can't do that in these lobbies.
No, you know Chaotic put up a damage though. Rack eliminated. Chaotic might go down, but you know that man probably did 300 damage before he went down. I've seen him do that. But 100 Thieves is going to come clean this up probably before G2 even has a chance to reset. Result. Oh, no. That grenade out of Anmu was just too good. Ragdolling the body off the scene. G2 running for their life. One player left. Vaxon getting shot by a charge rifle. It's probably SSG from the other way. But let's take a look at another cluster of a fight that's happening somewhere else on the map.
We have ESA in a fight with BRD right now, and it does look like BRD full purple shields against another team that looks also very healthy. So this is going to be pretty sweaty. Arcstick's coming onto the Seer. The Seer is down from double Arcsticks potentially. BRD going to easily walk in. That up.
Dang, that was nice. That was clean. That's how you start and end a fight. I don't know how quickly that fight started. We kind of came to it right in the middle, but that was fast.
You ever been on a door like that?
3.
You're on a door and you see a full team run for the door and you try to run off the door and they just open it and shoot you in the back?
That's my favorite play. That is absolutely my favorite play to do. I love that. No, never happens to me. I'm only the one doing that.
That's a bad feeling. That Seer pretty much saw death as they turned around off the door.
Okay, well, it looks like CLG and Tripods maybe are fighting. They could be in separate buildings, so it might just be that they're close together. But Optic, look at the sliver with the where the map is. They might walk up and just grief both of these teams.
See, CLG looking for some KP. Tripods, 0 kills on the moment as well.
Oh,
nice shots out of
my
Deeds.
Deeds has to dodge this frag grenade. I don't know where it is, but really low health. They're just going to drop here. You have some players down, and they have already started to shoot. I think Optic Gaming is already making an appearance somehow here. You can see Dupe somehow snagged one of those kills. You see that in the kill feed? Dupe did. Dupe got one of the KP for on CLG. As Tripods now as a duo, I would say, if you're Tripods, you recognize there's a new team, just get out. Get out. Just back it up.
I think they can. They're pretty much stuck on the rock here. And CLG eliminated. Tripods also about to be eliminated.
Oh my.
Again, be the first team fighting is oftentimes a terrible decision. Tripods trying to somehow make it work, and that is Nick Merckx going down. They did. I mean, they got one person down on Optic. I mean, I guess that's pretty good, but you know.
Oh no, that was great. Again, Optic was there with the third party. They weren't supposed to win that, and they didn't know Optic was there. And again, that was just one of those things, and that's why I do love, and I do want to say thank you to our observers. Guys, this is different than some of the tournaments Andrew and I have done. We're just casting. We're talking over what our observers show us. There's a full professional production team working behind the scenes, so we could get some hype in chat for them. Being able to recognize that they were about to fight and showing us the map so we could actually predict exactly what was going to happen was huge right there. And we saw that was about to happen, and it was a great fight. But Optic Gaming winning that fight, having a lot of trouble as they're trying to rotate up through the cut here. BRD seemed to be winning this one.
Yeah, Optic Gaming, we just saw they just cleaned up Tripods, but they had to rotate into zone, and the choke was not going to allow them to easily walk in as BRD does get the gatekeep. Optic Gaming eliminated. And now BRD, pretty much where Optic Gaming was, on the edge. They need to somehow make it up the hill, up to that little no-name area with the 2 buildings. We know those buildings are already occupied, though, so they're probably just going to try to play the edges and hope that somehow they're able to get some kills in the back. Okay, here we can see the whole map.
Oh, and the dotted line. So,
Yeah.
Andrew, this could be really good for FaZe. I mean, look at this. That is a completely open zone. I think there's maybe, like, it's a low to high ground zone, a bit of a slope. This is going to be where Bangalore's shine. I think some bang bombs at the end here could be juicy. This could be very, very strong for 100 Thieves and for FaZe. Both kind of at opposite ends of the circle and both for different reasons.
Yeah, if you're FaZe, you really need to protect your building. There's going to be teams trying to play underneath and above, so be really hectic for FaZe. They need to go dominance as BRD pulls up here. BRD's going to try to push into the building. Once again, this is going to be a really hard fight to take. They're trying to do some entry damage, but there's a lot of teams on the edge that are going to be shooting them in the back as well. So trying to get an angle, trying to line of sight some of the teams. And they are really looking for a pick here.
All right, they're walking in. They're walking up. I'm surprised they're not getting shot from either side or back, but I think most teams here, those are the rocks that I was saying could be really good to play off of. If you are not 100 Thieves or FaZe and you already have yourself in a building, I'd say I would try to get to those rocks if no one's already there. Or what some of these teams just have to do is they just know with where they are and where the other teams are. Sometimes you just play for kills and know you're playing for a top 5 rather than for the dub overall.
Really good use of the Bangalore smoke there so that they could line of sight and actually make shots on the interior here. BRD's making this work. You can see them zoning off with the smoke so that they can get the shots. And that is first attempt eliminated by BRD. BRD making nice moves up, and FaZe trying to impose dominance and hold their building. And looks like they're doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, I mean, Catalyst, that passive, easily Catalyst has, I would say, without a doubt, one of the strongest passives in the game. The fact that that's always available and available on 2 doors. But look at Reeds. Look at Aiden. You are definitely vulnerable to the windows, as we just saw, as Alb down. And SSG also in the kill feed going out. It looks like to the hands of 100 Thieves. So there's another fight at the north side of the circle. But Slurp down. I do not often see Slurp lose a 1v1 like that. That had to, that had to have been another roller demon.
Bullet.
He did not miss a bullet. I guess it was just the difference of 1 or 2 more headshots hit.
They are going to get the res here. Aiden Destroyer back up. Eads and wait, no, sorry. FaZe had to sneak away. That is the last person on FaZe over on the side there. Osivian. This looked like BRD was able to claim that building, so FaZe not going to get the game they wanted, as they could not hold the building, as BRD has stormed both buildings in this area and taken both of them. So BRD imposing dominance.
All right, what do you think, Andrew? 4 squads left. We have the solo player on FaZe and a sub. How high is his heart rate right now? You know, playing as a sub, or are you kind of laid back because you're like, nah, this isn't my team. I'm just playing to help him out.
No, he's trying to make a statement here. I think this is a pred grinder, top 50 pred grinder right now. Hoping to someday probably be on a pro team, and
got a lot to
prove.
prove.
Make a name for yourself.
All right. So he's definitely got a lot to prove then. The solo player on FaZe. We have E8 in a really, really good spot as well. Look at them. They might win this based off the cover that they have.
BRD is on an absolute tear right now. They do have to leave their building for next zone.
And they have to walk up high ground.
This zone is really tough unless you
I
have
don't know
rocks.
how they would win with E8 up here. I don't see how they win. The only way would be if they got shot in the back. All right.
Does look like BRD did leave the building, and they're coming up the left side. Stormtroopers is going to try to hold the high ground as BRD is trying to take their rock. There's really no other choice for BRD. They have to push up to this rock area, and they are going to push Stormtroopers around the north top side of this rock, and BRD going to claim the lower side of the rock. So really interesting there. They were able to do that. Stormtroopers trying to zone off with the catalyst wall. BRD taking out Stormtroopers. There's no shot, dude. BRD's playing really well this last little bit, but E8, I think, is going to come and clean this up.
Oh, yeah. All 3 players up. Big grenade. Going to grab height, and they're just all going to probably fold right here. They have a little bit of the divot in the ground as well, but you know what? Don't count them out. Might be a 3v2. But those wingman shots are hitting. Oh! And there's a Kraber in play.
Okay, you better watch
I did not expect it to be this way. I did not expect this at all. Okay, everyone, watch your heads. Aiden has a Kraber and one of his teammates that he's going to walk behind. Even though you're knocked, you can still help your team by holding up that shield and providing cover. And we're just, you know what? We're going in.
Play the sentry right here. Flat.
No, can you imagine? Can you imagine? No, it would have been too difficult. Not against these players. Maybe in a pub, but E8 just in too dang good of a spot to pass up and let anyone else take that dub. That is their win right there. Elevate, GG, well done. That
pretty
Kraber
cool ending.
though, that Kraber, I was not expecting that. I didn't hear that. He must have just picked that up.
Yeah, it was really nice of BRD. They came from a horrible area and they ran through both buildings, running both teams out of the buildings, ran up the hill, took over the rock, and then if they could have won that last fight, that would have been probably the rotate and win of all 15 season of Apex, but didn't quite happen.
I don't know about that.
I don't think I've ever seen a rotate work like that, and then 2v3 a team at the end.
All right, some of the highlights from game 4. We only have 2 games left. I cannot believe it, but 2 games left. I can't believe how many third parties we had on Storm Point. Storm Point, you were disappointing me this game. I want to see more fair fights next game. I absolutely do, but Storm Point, that just played out like a World's Edge. It did, but those were some hype moments indeed.
That was...
But this was E8's game.
Phase.
E8's game indeed. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is! The Kraber that shocked us all.
This was collat, though.
Yeah.
That was pretty close to being a collat.
Dude, can you imagine if that had hit? That would have been crazy. That would have been the Twitter clip that we all needed, without a doubt.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, we were waiting for it. But hi, hello, guys. If you're just tuning in, we're His and Hers Live. Andrew and Juka, we are your casters for this evening. We are honored to be your casters for this evening. We love this game. We play this game. And without a doubt, I think we can confidently say, not only are we some of the oldest Apex gamers, not the oldest, but some of them, but we also probably have, of any stream, more hours in Apex. And that's because we're combining our hours, but close to 15,000 hours in this freaking game. We love this game. Minimum. I know. I don't know if I should brag about that or be sad about that, but let's go ahead and take a look at the Game 4 scores.
Yeah, we have BR Demons. They played really well. Even though they didn't get the win, they got second place and they had 14 kills. So they actually did get the most points there. 23 points in total from that game. So they're making a pretty big jump and also a pretty big confidence boost for them, considering they fought so many teams and were winning. It does look like E8 with 21 points there. They won the game, but they had less kills with 9 kills. So looking pretty good for those two teams. Stormtroopers also needed some points. They were in the lower bit there. So Stormtroopers also solidifying their top 10 finish today potentially. And we're keeping an eye on, who did I say? Tripods needed some points. So going into these last games, Tripods going to certainly need some points. And also one team that needed some points that I think got some was Smiley. Do I see Smiley on the list? Oh, 17th. Okay, never mind. I thought they were moving and grooving, so they're gonna need some points as well. So they're pretty down still. So yeah, pretty interesting game there.
Yeah. No, that was an exciting game. Like I said, I'm hoping that we see a little bit more of the spaced out fights that I love so much about Storm Point. But we're going to go ahead and get the lobby filled up for Game 5. We'll be back right after this break. Oh! And there's a Kraber in play. Look at your face.
Okay, you better watch
I did not expect it to be this way. I did not expect this at all. Okay, everyone, watch your heads. Aiden has a Kraber and one of his teammates that he's going to walk behind. Even though you're knocked, you can still help your team by holding up that shield and providing cover. And we're just, you know what? We're going in.
Play the sentry right here. Flat.
No, can you imagine? Can you imagine? No, it would have been too difficult. Not against these players. Maybe in a pub, but E8 just in 2.
Look how close it is. NRG only 5 points down away from that top spot, but that's what happens when you have a 0-point game. Easy come, easy go. #1 spot for NRG, no mo.
Cheeky reboot if they can indeed pull it off using that mobile respawn. NRG now in a fight. They get a takedown. They get 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, Esports Arena has to go back to the drawing board, leaving just 2 teams. Here comes Dark Zero versus NRG. Shots are raining down and NRG are taking game number 3.
Look at NRG. Now they're getting it on the mix, and now NRG is a team that has showed up from game 1 and has continued to lay down the plays. We are down to our final 4. Dark Zero, Sentinel, Optic, and NRG. to the bitter end, walking off the plank, trying to make something happen out of nothing. Meanwhile, look at this spot from Duplex holding up on high. They're gonna have to drop. They have no choice. It will be Dark Zero to be eliminated. NRG still in on the mix. They're dealing out the damage as Nathan able to come through. Only one squad remains, and it will be NRG.
Hi, hello, and welcome back. We are His and Hers Live. We're your casters for this evening. I am Juka.
What's up, guys? I'm Andrew, and we have 2 games left. Storm Point. Some teams need some points. Some teams are doing pretty decent. We're looking for a top 10 today so that we can push them through to the to the finals on Thursday for the cash. And I saw somebody in chat. You guys were asking what happens to the other 10 teams that will make top 10 today. They are going to probably play next week. They're not guaranteed an invite back, but they often do get recycled and try again to qualify next week. So we'll be keeping an eye on those teams. They're not gone forever, but they do want to qualify and get in the top 10 today.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited to see. It looks like a lot of the more seasoned teams are definitely on the left-hand side of that leaderboard. We're going to go ahead in just a moment, take a look at the overall scores, and get game 5 started. Oh, wait, we have them. And here are your scores. And in first place, Esports Arena just so consistent tonight. Super consistent. 51 points. Another team that I'm really happy and surprised to see up top is going to be Karasuno in second place. They came out strong game 1, got the dub, and they've just carried that momentum forward. Also, 100 Thieves, a team that I absolutely adore, have been having a bit of a rep patch recently, so I'm very happy to see them on the top half of this leaderboard, as well as Optic Gaming and Space Station. And you know what? Space Station, SSG is one of the teams that I'm surprised is even playing in these qualifiers because they are just so dang consistent week after week after week. One of the top teams. They won so many during the split 1 of this Oversight Hyperlux series. They won so many times that I'm surprised that they're even having to play in these qualifiers. They just had, you know, not the ideal performance that they wanted last week.
See here, we have G2 low on the day with 19. Are we? Give me a sec.
No, you're good. Just keep talking.
Okay, we're good. Just getting a little interference in my headphones here. G2, they're looking for some points right now. They were doing really well last week and the week before, so G2 doing not as good today and looking for some points moving in.
All right.
Getting a little static in my headphones though. I'm trying to.
Yeah, no, we have an extra voice in our head that's very loud. If we could, yeah, it's just right now someone very loud in our head. All right, guys, we just have to take our headphones off. But we will go ahead again, you guys. The top 10 teams on the left-hand side of the leaderboard and the bottom 10 on the other side. We are in game 5. You can look at the top right-hand side of your screen. And yeah, see if you can message. We're getting some very loud sounds in our head though. Apologies. We'll be right back, guys. Okay, thank you. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, we're back. We're here. And guess what? We did not miss any action. We are all good. You know what? Sometimes we all hear voices in our head, and there's nothing wrong with that. It happens to the best of us. So, looking at the map, we can see, looks like another kind of central zone. That dotted white line is going to show us exactly where the next zone is pulling, so we know before any of the players. Thank you for reading my mind and showing it to us. This could be great. Very good barometer, but probably going to pull to the north side of that rock. But good for teams like CLG that already have a lot of momentum moving forward.
Yeah, you could tell the zone was probably going to pull down there based off the fact that it was a little shy of being on Cascade area. Typically, the zone's going to pull a little higher if it's going to go up there. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting zone pull there. Over down to that no name with the IMC. And it does look like G2 up on top here. I don't know if they have engaged with any. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So both teams did land here. Was it Smiley or something that was landing here, Juka?
It is G2 up on height, and G2s who are watching right now. Looks like they have a blue shield.
There it is, Smiley.
Oh.
Smiley on the low ground. They're confined to a building. They're trying to hold the doors. Looks like Seng is trying to go find maybe a different gun or a different angle. G2 all stacked, restacked on top of each other. So definitely different strategies here as Smiley is going to try to hold. Does look like G2 is getting pretty close to Seng. They know that they have him. And it looks like there might be pulling on the backside of Seng as he does leave the building. As a Wraith, could be the only Wraith in the lobby right now.
I know. I am surprised to see him on Wraith here, but both teams rocking a Bloodhound and that Horizon. Oh, be careful you don't get too much of a boost off that lift right there that made my heart drop a little bit. 100 Thieves also in the kill feed, getting some action. I don't know how far away that fight was, if they're going to be able to get the thirst. We'll have to keep an eye on the right-hand side of the screen to see if they end up capitalizing on that. But G2's still in a bit of a standoff here. Are these fights going to happen? Because last time they started this and then nothing ever happened out of it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that again. It looks like G2's kind of all getting together, making their way back over to the gravity cannon, and maybe they're just going to dip.
We saw a third party come really quickly last time they started the fight. So, yeah, that is G2 going to the roof. And now Chaotic getting really good shots, but getting beamed out of the air. It does look like G2 is going to have a 2v2 situation here. Sang still up on the team, and Smiley Face still alive as well. And here we go.
Design, the only player left. This could be a huge fight out of Smiley. This would be really big as they're going in, but getting burned in the process. Smiley needs to be careful. Ooh. G2 has a lot of time and experience playing together, even though they only have one body shooting. That one body is kind of deadly. Smiley, 2v1.
Right, once, okay, we're gonna try to get the res off again. This is a little bit risky. Does look like G2's getting a res off inside too. What are we doing, guys?
I don't know.
Go ahead and send on this.
All right. There we go. G2 eliminated, but almost. I mean, Smiley came out strong, but are they going to get sent by Stormtroopers? Because Stormtroopers were really, really quick with the 3P last time here. But most of the teams are going to want to make their way over to Barometer. That's where we're flying over, and that's where it looked like the zone was pulling-ish. Cool-ish, you know?
Yeah, it definitely is going to pull that way based on all these rotations here. I haven't quite seen. There we go. And it is. What do you think? Yeah, where you see where enemy sorcerer is? You see where Aiden the Destroyer is?
That's a really, near the Spidey cave?
There. Yeah, near the Spidey cave. That should be a pretty good spot. I guess it also could pull to that north side on Barometer where the yellow ping is near Hill.
That's what I was thinking.
Fearless. Yeah, they could definitely pull there. And it looks like Hill, what team is that's HEC? They're in a really, really nice spot there, actually.
Yep.
So we'll have to keep a close eye on them. It looks like a lot of teams still trying to rotate down with 18 squads up. And this map, especially, the chokes aren't too bad. So the rotates are less. There's less of a chance of dying during rotation on this map, which is good. FaZe sliding down the hill. HEC already holding that building there. We can see in the distance to the left. And they are going to try to pull up here. Looks like two teams might be converging here at the same time. No, I think FaZe should be fine.
Andrew, not good for G2, though. G2 getting out last place this game, only with 19 points. They were one of the teams that were kind of in the middle of the pack. Like, that is some big work cut out for them. Yeah. That they lost to a team that was that was lower in the placement than them. So Smiley with only 7 points. You guys in chat can do exclamation point now if you want to see the current scores and standings. Exclamation point follow, I believe, is the call to action if you want to know what Twitter account so you can be in the know on all of the action and events, because some of these tournaments, it's not always Tuesday and Thursdays. Sometimes it's been Mondays and Fridays. So make sure you're following. We will also share when we have these events as well if you want to drop a follow on ours. And we're excited. Andrew and I will be casting the qualifiers for the remainder of the Split 2. And this week it's going to be on Thursday. Yep, the 5K will be on Thursday.
I saw the Hemlock. I believe they had a Hemlock. Have we seen? I don't think I've seen anyone run a Hemlock today.
You know, I even saw a Prowler too, but Andrew, it's early game. You know what? Sometimes it's a placement holder. It's a placement holder for a flatline. You know, or for another heavy gun. So sometimes it's just a placement holder before you get the gun that you want. Yeah, Hemlock is not really used that often at this level. It's, even though you can put it in single fire, just the fact that the 301 and the flatline have the anvils and just, you know, it's just a more consistent weapons. Another thing too is we did watch a Prowler in that G2 fight earlier. Prowler's another weapon that I don't often see these players use. There's other SMGs that are just a little bit stronger. Although I am a huge fan of the Prowler.
Right. I think the Hemlock needs a built-in boosted loader. Built-in boosted loader on the Hemlock would make it a little more viable. That's my 2 cents. Yeah, it does look like the zone's going to pull exactly where you had mentioned, over to HEC. The red-ish color team with Hill, CST. That's a really good spot there. The teams on the south side of Barometer are going to have to go ahead and move up to the north at some point. 18 squads up. This is one of those end zones where there's a lot of space, nooks, and crannies for people to hide. And this is... they chose
went the other way.
They chose correctly.
They went the other way. OXG was waiting. They knew that team was going to rotate out after doing the IMC. They're waiting. No, they did! They did!
Will the Seer...
They know! They know! They're knowers, Andrew! I guess they had a Valk and they could see them. I guess they could see their little silhouettes.
Yeah, they did have a Valk, so potentially Valk did see...
They're just knowers.
Valk did see that while they were in flight because they immediately knew. It wasn't even a question.
I just don't know if Valk could see from that angle.
Somebody did. I think it was probably the Valk. Does make sense. I don't know what that team was. They may have had a Seer as well. Seer, if he immediately checked his fingertips, would have probably been able to see that too. Seer can see everything, everywhere, always, anytime.
And cancel anyone, everywhere, always, of all time.
Indeed. We have tripods rotating through Cenote. They're going to run right into the CLG, and they are pretty low on health. Like, they need to hit heals now. Nick Mercs, indeed. Now.
Well, so do CLG. Look at them.
Mamba going to go down? Oh, no. They made it. They're safe, actually. So CLG is at the very edge of safety. And Tripod's going to continue to push up behind them. Maybe CLG doesn't know they're there. Is there a chance? We are on this. We're looking at fingertips. This is what Seers do. CLG walking pretty cluelessly up the hill right now. Nick Mercs doing the old sneaky deaky, and it does look like CLG's looking the other way. So we might get a 3-2-1. 3-2-1. Can we?
All right, let's go ahead and listen into tripods.
I stuck him, man. He's dead. Valk's dead.
I'm with you.
How one? Play slow, heal up.
Yeah, Hal's actually one. Horizon one shot two. Fuck. I'm mech
Getting in.
Guys, we're good. We're down. Job, dudes. There's a guy on your height, dudes. Bloodhound's on your height.
He dropped off.
Wait, new team. Yeah, just stabilize. We're good. We're good at that.
I'm gonna pop med. Full heal. They're in the windows. Watch the windows. Be careful with those.
Yeah, just full heal.
Coming up.
Alright, we're good.
I need a medi.
Where? There's nobody.
Use bottom stairs.
Down low.
Yeah, on this roof. Oh, they're in the choke, so careful.
They are in the choke. Arc star.
Arc inside.
Okay, I gotta eat that.
Safe on me.
I'm pulling it back.
I'm gonna watch your stairs.
100 on, I don't know who, 100 on somebody.
I'm
batting.
I'm gonna bat. Yeah, watch your choke.
Watch the window for me.
Yeah.
They're all over.
Two.
Yeah, they're all over right now. Hold on. Watch out, they climb. Yeah, they did, and there's one. There isn't anybody under us. They are to our left. I gotta hit cells.
Wait, full heal. We're gonna triple swing the guy on the choke. We might get a knock here.
Hold on, the choke's on a mean heady top right, deeds.
Yeah.
Ready? Pick it out.
Okay.
60.
I didn't hit him. I got a bat. I don't hide, G! I don't hide!
130.
I have 160 down. Yeah, 160 down. You can heal. Full heal. Yeah, I'm holding knock.
I gotta hit ranges.
You're in zone here. He's gonna shot from the rat. Wait, I'm blocking it.
He's flashed.
Okay. Heal up.
Yeah, just full heal. Blocking that. You're in zone here.
Got him.
I'm sitting in this corner.
I think we swing down low, dudes.
We're in, I think.
Yeah, you're in.
We're in.
Alright.
Someone needs to watch the stairs.
Trying to res here. I'm trying to res here.
Watch the stairs and res.
Yep.
Go in zone. Go in zone and stairs. And pop in the back here.
I think he flew up. I don't know though. Hold on. I'm gonna scan a second.
Oh, get out.
Alright, fly away.
He's patio. He's on roof.
We're good. He's on roof. Just chill. He's flying away. North.
There's someone in zone over here as well.
We do need to take some space. There's nobody on your roof right now.
We do. There's people in the choke.
I'm ready.
Okay. Scanning fucking. There's still left.
That was too funny. Yo, that was actually, thank you guys. I enjoyed listening in to Tripods right there. Nick, the dynamic of the comms, Nick remaining really calm through that was extremely refreshing to hear. They all stayed alive. They have like 1 square foot in that building that they're playing off of, and Tripod's looking pretty polished. My favorite call out without a doubt was fly away. Just fly away. We're good. Just fly away. It's like, I'm stuck. Just fly away from us. It's like
on. They are really throwing all their grenades inside there.
Oh no, big nades, Andrew, big nades. I wonder if their comms are as calm as they were just a moment ago. Probably not, as I think 2 of them, Tripods survived a lot right there, but they're still going through it. Slept On is just pestering them with explosives. And now I know why. They have a Loba, so they're literally picking them all up all over the map.
Tripod's in really big trouble here. Pretty cool to see Nick Merckx on Seer kind of calling the shots there. And they were staying pretty calm, which was good, but they do have to make a run up the hill with no cover. Sung with the absolute beams with the 301. And Tripods does make it up the hill. Nick Merckx is about 10 health right now. Gent's trying to hold cover as there is a team down at the car. This could be a solo for sure. And that is an Arc Star on the car, and this guy is good as dead.
Still has a shield on somehow. They might have similar health, Andrew. What? Oh my goodness. I did not think we were going to see that, but they did. Who was that? That was Dupe? Dupe, you weren't supposed to survive that long. Dupe's driving, C tier at best, but Dupe's shooting, S tier. Absolutely crazy. I don't think he meant to drive the Trident right into the car.
The car was electrified. I figured an Arc Star was on it, but maybe it was some type of other animation. Yo, Tripod's still alive, guys. Tripods needs this. They need a couple points. They want to qualify for the finals. Tripod's somehow staying alive. That's that's a really good sign that they're able to stay alive through all that, because they were extremely pressured by multiple teams. They took about 20 grenades, and they still made it out.
Andrew, look who's in a bridge. 100 Thieves in their bridge spot. This is what they do. This is what they do. They put the walls down, the pylons down, and if there's a bridge in the game, you know 100 Thieves is underneath it.
Live for it. Absolutely live for it. Tripods eliminated. They did get gatekept by ESA on the way in. Tripods could not withstand the gatekeep, and I don't think they had... Oh, they probably should have Valk-ulted potentially, because that would have been a decent play. I'm not sure. Maybe there was a reason they couldn't Valk-ult there. ESA does throw down the Seer ult.
I was going to say, Andrew, that's so disappointing, though. Tripods, after we spent so much time watching them and how well they were playing and how they survived so long, to go down in 15th place after all of that work they were putting in.
According to chat, they tried to Valk-ult and got killed out of the Valk-ult. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I think they were dead either way.
I like this Catalyst wall right here, giving FaZe the opening to walk up, and you know what? It's not a placeholder. It is the weapon of choice. Excuse me, as we watch Alb fry with the Hemlock.
I'm not sure it was frying, but he got 45 on somebody.
Oh,
it was the Hemlock is a gun from the past, you know, a blast from the past. Seasons ago, the Hemlock was used, and this is a really risky maneuver from whoever this is. Yeah, these guys are running out in the open, completely leaving their cover. FaZe destroying OXG. That was a really wide swing.
They're not done fighting yet.
That's a really wide swing, and I'm not sure. I think that's a bad call, because you completely leave all of your cover. If it doesn't go perfectly to plan, you're just standing out in the open in a field like that, and you just get beamed. So OXG making a wide swing, paying for it.
Yeah, definitely risky. Okay, we have a look at first attempt as they are cleaning up the loot of the bodies that they have acquired. Getting the Watson fences set up. Although they do not want to stay here, but holy moly, those are some good shots right there. Bubble down, probably going to try to get a bit of a reset. They lost their Seer in the process. Seer is out in the open, not able to dodge that scan. A cool 106. That's going to be enough of an opening for them to walk in. Hipfire with the Hemlock. FaZe looking strong as they clean up first attempt.
Can you imagine, I mean, trying to hide in a wheel well of a car like that?
Can you imagine running Catalyst and Maggie?
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine dying because you're trying to use Catalyst and Maggie?
Andrew, it seems like you disagree with FaZe's comp that they're running. I mean, it is definitely dynamic. It is different. It is unique. It might even be more unique than what G2's running.
Yeah, well, it does look like BRD is back in the action. BRD had a really good game last game. They are live. They have the Bangalore Catalyst, so a little variation. No Maggie here.
Andrew kind of snarky tonight.
No, the Maggie, I don't know, man. I'm yet to see the Maggie work. Because that was the perfect example of how a Maggie should work. You throw the ball across the water and you take the little power pads and you run all the way across, but I've never seen it work, and right there it didn't work either. The Maggie rotates, not in these lobbies.
Okay. 100 Thieves finding themselves in a nice little safe space again. They always find a tunnel, a bridge or a tunnel, and they are now in a new little low ground area. They have to walk up a couple of feet. Looks like they will have ult ready for the next zone, but we're already down to 7 teams, 21 players alive.
Pretty sturdy comp here. 100 Thieves showing off the defensive abilities. Good luck making it into there. There's also a Watson Jin inside in case you wanted to throw a grenade. Not going to be able to make it inside. And really, really nice spot here. Yo, 100 Thieves makes this comp seem really good.
You know who also does, though, but they're not playing tonight, is Complexity. Complexity has been rocking the same comp, and they've been fine-tuning it as well. I just feel like it's such a safe comp if you can get your team into position. It's just the rotates that are so risky. And I do think it's a high skill. It's a high skill to run that comp. All right, some clean wingman shots as they're going to rotate around here, get slowed down by some grenades, and now have the zone on their back as they have to push up through the bang bombs. And these bang bombs are just covering everywhere. There was nowhere. Like, he ran so far, but I think he just did an S-turn through the entire area of where all the bombs were.
That was bad. The way that the bombs are situated, if you're running in the wrong direction, you end up hitting every single bomb. The bombs can either hit you for like 25 damage, or you can hit every single one at 225 you, so.
I just feel like he just got slowed down by so many explosives. SSG on low ground, but they have lots of cover. They do have lots of cover. Look at 100 Thieves! They are no longer dwellers of the low ground. They took home on height. They took home on height, and there's no... Was there no pylon? This could be a good Horizon ult. JQ down. 1 player left on bots with just a sliver of health.
Oh, Stormtrooper's not even phased by any of that.
Stormtroopers just have 2 walls in that little triangle of a spot with the... Oh, they're so safe.
A Watson Jin right there is so clutch.
They are straight chilling as the last player on bots did end up going down, as well as one of our top teams so far tonight, Karasuno.
A lot of Watson fences today in the in-game. Watson's prevailing in-game. You're seeing all the different variations of plays out of the defensive Newcastle's Watson's coming in. Big clutch here.
I think that was Stormtroopers shooting down at SSG. I believe SSG is still right in front of them. Final 4 squads. We have Stormtroopers here. 100 Thieves over on height in the other building. I think SSG is still alive, and I do not know who the last one is in the building. Oh, yeah, just not enough cover. Not enough cover. Both teams have to leave at a similar time.
Final round closing. All coming down to this. 100 Thieves have to leave this building.
Every team is full.
They do have a Watson Jin. And they do have a Newcastle wall. So trying to reset up shop. Watson Jin down, the Newcastle wall up. This is only going to be about 15 seconds of cover here. The zone is still pulling, but they're just trying to reset a little bit. So they are not quite safe yet, but they do have about 20 seconds where they can reset.
SSG, they have to make moves here. They are in pretty much the final zone, but that is good and bad. Good in that they don't have to move, bad in that everyone wants to be where they are.
Falling in the Moby res for cover. Anything can help at this point. They have Tiny Crevice. They are getting arc starred too, man. 100 Thieves did drop down, going fully. 100 Thieves out. Does look like Season is going to try to clutch us up with... No, they are out as well. Stormtroopers. We are just cycling through the teams right now. Stormtroopers, all three up still. They are grabbing armor swaps. Stormtroopers are going to clutch this up. Guaranteed, or your money back. Yes.
Stormtroopers, our creator squad. No, excuse me, not creator squad. Our challenger circuit squad. Winning that, played really well week 1 qualifiers, not as well as they wanted to last one, but a challenger circuit team dominating over the pros right there. What a cluster at the end, though. That it was too much. It was too much.
Pretty chaotic there at the end. I don't know. Those end zones are pretty fun though, with squads jumping in on top of each other.
Okay. That was the messiest final game I think I've seen, not just tonight, but in the entire split too. Maybe if I saw Stormtroopers' point of view from like, the last minute or so, it would have made more sense. But I feel like we were watching every single fight and every single team that died. So it was a spicy finish there at the end. I think 100 Thieves ended up in 4th. All I know for sure is that Stormtroopers, the challenger circuit team, ended up winning that game. They've got to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, that was a classic dog pile there at the end. It was just one team jumped off into the thing, the next team jumped off into the thing, and it was just one after another. I don't know if there was any rhyme or reason with who won there. Maybe Stormtroopers popped off. Probably not though. I think everyone just killed each other.
No. They popped off. They had 8 kills, but you know what? Don't count Season out. Season were somehow able to grab second in points overall with 9 kills for a 16-point game. SSG's been looking good tonight. Again, I've said this time and time again. I'm surprised that they're even playing. SSG is such a consistent team that the fact that they're in these qualifiers surprises me. But we will definitely see them on Thursday with their performance so far this evening. 14 points. 100 Thieves also having a great night tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll come back in just a minute for the final game and some overall scores.
Victory.
Hi, hello, and welcome back. We are His and Hers Live. We're your casters for this evening, and we're almost done. We have one game left.
One game left and some work to do for a few teams still. Like we said, all you have to do is get in the top 10 today. You qualify for the finals on Thursday. So the teams that are in the top 5 right now, you know, they're feeling good. They've got some good mojo going, but it's not that big of a deal today. You need top 10 today. So we're looking at the total leaderboard here going into the final game. We have teams 11 through 20. They're trying to figure out what they could possibly do to get a few points.
Yeah, I mean, Elevate played really well. To see them over there, I mean, especially after getting a dub earlier in the night, I know is very, very discouraging, but they just need one decent game, one more decent game, I should say, to solidify that spot, as well as CLG. I'm surprised to see CLG on that side, and G2, who dominated last week's qualifiers, sitting in 14th place. Also, Tripods. I know the finals would not be the same if Tripods were not in there. Tripods has, I feel like, been in there week after week after week.
Can't quite put my finger on it, but maybe you know, Juka. How could a team like G2 get nearly 100 points one week? Dominate. It's so easy. It looks like they're in a game full of complete bots, and then now this week they're struggling. Like, how does it happen?
I think that goes to hand in hand with the comp that they are running. Their comp, it's high risk, high reward, and they had the reward last week, and this week, unfortunately, the risk is not working in their favor. It's just not paying off. Like, their comp is heavily relying on where the end zone pulls, and in G2, they had some really good end zone pulls last week. This week, there was only the one thermal end zone pull zone, which did give them the majority of the points that you see next to their name. But the other two games, not so much.
Wow, great analysis there, Juka.
Thank you. I have some time. I have some time in this game. You know, I might not be have played video games for long, but I have a lot of hours in this game. I will say I am coming in on 4 years that I have, since I played my first ever video game. I grew up despising them. Fun fact, Andrew and I were together for 10 years before I caved and played my first ever video game. And I was just, I always resented the fact that you played so much. Andrew has played pro in a couple of other games in the past, and it was just something that I didn't enjoy at all. Him playing games was him paying attention to something other than me. So it was frustrating. And he finally said, Juka, I think you will enjoy video games. Why don't you give them a try? I learned and played my first game right when Apex came out. And you know what? The rest is history. Here I am now casting over the professionals as they play this game. My life has changed so much.
You're a knower. You're an Apex knower.
I am. I never thought I would be doing this. From finance to now this. My life has changed. But let's see who could possibly shake things up on the leaderboard as we go into the final game.
G2 and Smiley on the very northeast lightning rod POI, and they're landing on each other once again. We'll probably go check that out. I don't think they're not really fighting right off the rip. They're not landing and punching each other out type thing. They are allowing each other to get a couple guns, and then they throw down. So yeah, G2 got wiped last time by them, and G2 looking for some early entry damage. 301 massive off the rip and a blue armor for Chaotic. I think Smiley loses this just based off these loot that I'm seeing, and an R9 Mastiff. So
I was just gonna say that
stacked.
They really are stacked. Having the two players with those shields that provide extra health is exactly the teensy tiny advantage that is going to give them the confidence most likely to play aggressive here. Again, Smiley did get the initial damage last time, which should have been an easy cleanup, but you can see there was some hesitation with the last fight. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see G2 just be a little bit aggressive here. But I'm seeing some patient gameplay out of them. Again, both players rocking a Bloodhound. Chaotic going in and missing a lot of the hipfire there. Those were not typical shots that I'm used to watching him hit. But you know what? Smiley with the first casualty on their team. This is looking good for G2 as they walk up.
Yeah, the Horizon tactical is used there. It's almost used similarly to how the phase was for Wraith back in the day. You can instantly, right when Chaotic saw that they had missed a couple shots, you just throw the tactical right at the ground and you're up in the sky. It's similar tactic to how Wraith used to be able to just immediately phase and be invisible. Chaotic going with some beautiful shots. 103 gonna land with the Mastiff. It does look like Team Smiley might be going out here. G2's steamrolling with the better armors and the better gun loot.
Yeah, no, it looks like a good clean. But you know what? They're definitely giving them a run for their money.
Third party.
I know E8 is here, so there is no time to waste. E8, a team in 11th place. They're going to do whatever it takes to capitalize on some points. Also, you guys can do exclamation point now if you want to see the current scores, but I know both of these teams need points to play on Thursday. Both of these teams, this fight is going to kick one of these teams out of the top 10, most likely.
G2, they did opt to retreat up to high ground, and E8 is going to chase. G2's desperately looking to get out. They didn't even heal. They're just beelining it for the juicer, and they did make it in, and they did make it away safely. So really, really lucky for G2 to be able to actually get out of there with no casualties.
Okay. Maybe we see both teams in the finals. I don't know. There would have to be some lucky things that would have to happen, but we do have a little bit of a different end zone. This is most likely a hard checkpoint pull. That's going to be great for ESA, possibly Optic, as they're already rotating around, and even Tripods, as they do not have far to go, and they can craft up, get all the good loot over at Down Beast. Let's take a look at Rack, as they're most likely going to fight head-to-head against FaZe here at this little no-name.
FaZe kind of had some good luck early on, but struggling a little bit the last couple of games, and Rack pushing in. FaZe has that better position in the building with the roof, so Rack doesn't have a horizon. They're going to be having a hard time contesting the roof unless they can get a good Skynade in here. Otherwise, you're not really going to be able to climb up to the roof.
Impulse's wingman looking mighty sturdy, and then the Digis, again, smoke down, Digis up. This fight has just gone from one team having the advantage to the other. It could go either way right now. Rack all rotating around. The wall is separating the building, but it looks like FaZe is going to be eliminated here. Just, hey, I don't know. Nah, FaZe is out. FaZe out. And you know what? There's going to be no real winner here, as we do see First Attempt making an appearance at the fight.
First Attempt going to get an easy cleanup, or at least they're going to run Rack off the scene. Does look like Rack does get away. Going to be turning around at some point looking for some banners, but yeah, First Attempt going to probably chase Rack down, as they need the KP and they need the points.
Okay, Rack out. Rack out, and any chance of them playing on Thursday out the window as well. First Attempt, again, you guys can do exclamation point now to see the current scores, but Rack sitting with 12 points and getting that position right there. That is not enough for them to play later this week.
FaZe also pretty low on points. They only had 26, so
no.
Right on the edge too, right?
I believe so, yeah. I don't know.
Sketchy times here. We have, I just saw 100 Thieves rotating through. Those look like OXG fighting in the kill field a little bit. 100 Thieves also getting down. CLG eliminated as well. So a couple teams dying on the rotation here. 100 Thieves going through it, but they probably will. Yeah, I think they're good on points. They have 46 points. They're not too concerned with going out at this moment. You can see them fighting for their lives here as Kara pushes them on the low ground. 100 Thieves is a duo trying to hold them off.
Let's go there.
Is Kara gonna go ahead and back up and reset? Looking for some late game action. Kara's on 45 points as well, so they're looking pretty good for qualifying as well. A nice performance out of them too. James Fearless, Tempest, Pumpkin Eater 69. Can we get a player check on that?
Hyperlux, I just saw your Twitter post. Dupe's gonna call me out on that comment right there, but I do love it. Guys, make sure you're following Hyperlux channel on Twitter if you're not already. They do post some really awesome highlights of all of the best moments of the tournament, and I had a feeling that comment might bite me back, but it is on there. I just got a couple notifications on that one. Oh, no. All right, let's take a look at G2. G2, one of the teams that really needs some points, and I want to see them play, and I want to see them play well.
The Skynades coming in.
Going a little short.
Sky Therms are pretty underwhelming, huh?
Yeah, they are. Sky Therms really never kill anyone.
No.
They just don't. They're underwhelming indeed. Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers, winner of the last game. Maybe going to get some juicy shots here. The 187. Stormtroopers cleaning up, but also only down to one person.
Stormtrooper's on 47 points right now, so...
There's 2 people chasing him. Might be able to kind of call one out here. No, I don't think it's going to be enough. Stormtroopers eliminated.
Unfortunate. Okay, Stormtroopers eliminated. They're gonna be happy that they had a pretty good day overall. Going out with 47 points. They'll probably end in the top 5 for sure. So we're down to 15 teams. We have a couple teams left that are right on the edge of qualifying. So you have to keep a really close eye on G2 as they're in the bottom southeast part of the map right now. The orange team. Gonna keep a close eye on them. Who else do we have right now?
Andrew, look at this. Why is everyone so hard on edge? We have one team in zone, and that's only because they land there. They literally just haven't left. Like, what?
A lot of teams are gate caps right now. You see Tripods, Season, Optic, they're all kind of a little, well, they're in zone technically, but I guess if you didn't have a beacon skin, you wouldn't necessarily know where it's going. Although I think these guys do, because that zone is pretty heavily towards the south side, so they pretty much know it's not going to go up near where Optic is right now.
Shocked that nobody was in the next zone right there. Like, it's just rare to see. Normally, I feel like we've been seeing a comeback of teams playing zone versus the hard edge. The last couple of weeks, we've seen so many teams in the next zone, and to only see one team there is just bizarre for the final game of the qualifier when so many teams desperately need points.
Yeah, Optic Gaming was definitely about to hold out Tripods, so we're going to have to keep a close eye on that. A couple other teams just crafting. We had a team in the IMC as well, so getting a res here on Retzi. Be looking for some points here. It does look like Team FA is 21 points. They have to get some points this game to qualify. Team first attempt, so yeah, they did get the res, and they're sweating it right now. Tripods did make it in past Optic, so that's pretty good for them.
Yeah, guys in chat, I want to see, who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for in this final game? Can we get some hype? Okay, I see some first attempt love in the chat.
Tripod's going to need a top 5 finish and a couple KP in order to qualify. They can do it.
Tripods, okay. FA and Tripods. All right, we'll try to give them some good caster luck, maybe. See if it can carry over here as we watch Tripods rotate as they are getting shot, and I can't believe how this is pulling.
Yeah, this is the pretty classic comp. This is the comp that everybody was running last month. The
Are you saying this is so last season?
No, I'm just saying these guys probably have a lot of experience. They're very comfortable with that comp, and it's pretty good for fighting. It's not great for in zone though. They don't really have any holding potential, so they are in an in zone spot with not an in zone comp. SSG about to get shot in the back, by the way.
Ooh, Zen with a sliver of health, gonna try to hide in some of the smokes right there so we can safely hit a bat, but they are getting quickly pushed. Bang bombs down. This is Bots. Bots' team is in second to last place right now. They really don't have much of anything to lose, and you know what? SSG is already qualified. Let's go ahead and listen into them.
Where's Cascade at?
That's a whole 3-man, man. We need to drop down. We need to drop down, get to this building right now.
Okay, yeah, that's a different team. Yo, yeah, Valk's close. Valk is close left of us. That's of the duo, Get in the building, now.
Hey, underneath!
It's the Valk.
We're good. Get inside.
Under.
Okay.
There's another team.
Yeah. Right. Inside. Just play so. Valk's on the outside. Can we go roof, maybe?
She's on that thing, like on the side.
Yeah, stay crouch.
This yours?
No.
You have Antonio's here, right? You still have yours?
No, I don't have zero.
Okay.
I'm climbing roof. Where does this Valk go?
They're beneath us.
On the side.
Nades. Inside. On me. 80.
I'm jumping down. On me, bang. Bang piss on. 1 HP on me.
So Sears one. Sears one.
Don't die for it.
Sears one. To your left, behind you. He's one shot.
You got a bet. You got a bet. Dude, I just went crazy, bro.
No way.
Unlucky there. BRD living with 1 HP. Vayne able to get the clutch there. Bots was eliminated, and it is not looking good for them either.
No, look at that. They out. They out. Yeah, you know what? That's just the reoccurring theme tonight. That's just what tonight's playing like. You might have a really good clutch like we just saw Vayne did there with just a sliver of health, but Elevate at the right time at the right place. But you know what? Elevate needed those points. They did. They did. They were in 11th place, I'm pretty sure. So that's big for them to clean up. And while it was only... I think they ended up getting 2 of those kills because the res got off.
So G2 gatekeeping a team right now. We know G2 needs some points in order to qualify. And they are going to take this fight moving into zone here with the Wingman Massive on Designful. We know about this Wingman with Designful. It does look like they might be running this team back into zone. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on that. I don't hear anybody pushing, so they should be fine. OXG, yeah, they ended up going back towards Mill. And they're looking for a Valcolt standing up on this rock, hoping that they can get height over top. Aqua's nerfed last season and no longer can go very high, so that's gonna be questionable whether that even makes it over.
Season before last, I think. All right. Yeah, HEC in the tunnel. HEC cleaning up the tunnel, I should say, as Slept On are eliminated.
Out in last place for the day, so Slept On's gonna have some things to work on.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, a couple unlucky fights early on. OXG, we saw them deep in the zone earlier, and I don't know if they were actively fighting or just it's still been like a zone health battle, but they're finally making their way into the next zone as they walk up right near checkpoint. Optic to their left, but the zone, as we did see, guys, is pulling over. This is the last game. You can look at your top right-hand side of the screen to see Game 6. Final game, and oh baby, we have a Kraber in play.
I feel like when roller players get a Kraber, they have a lot to prove, you know? So we're gonna have to keep a close eye on that. Oftentimes when the roller player takes the Kraber over the M&K player, it's like, all right, well you better hit all your shots then.
Okay, you know, speaking of hitting shots, look at all of these. Okay, crouch spam. Okay, E8 going through it. I don't know if they have enough points to solidify a top 10 spot, but they have at least 3 kills next to their name. And they're trying to clutch up right here. Not able to get the res yet, but they're carrying on as a duo. Great shots, 84 damage. Gonna push up on that, reload, keep the same gun up. The best close range gun in Mercy's hands, without a doubt, will be that car.
Yeah, look for some points here, and it does look like they're gonna get the cleanup on the edge as the Valk has to drop down. That is first attempt eliminated. How many points did they have? 21, so they're gonna be questionably out right on the edge here. And it does look like HEC is gonna be pushing down and might have a pretty quick cleanup here. Nice gatekeep, big grenades, and they're gonna wanna go ahead and capitalize and push in as enemy gets an angle here with a Prowler.
Okay, we were just saying we don't really see this gun used that often, but great shots. HEC win that exchange. E8 out. So FA out. E8 out. We lost a lot of those middle pack teams. Kind of early on. I really don't know who's going to qualify. I can confidently say tonight is ESA's night. Tonight is Stormtroopers night. 100 Thieves. Karasuno have had great nights, as well as SSG. Other than that, I just feel like it could go any way.
Yeah,
so many middle pack teams.
Zone is pulling pretty hard, and I don't know quite who's safe yet based on the zone pull.
Andrew, are you noticing a reoccurring theme that all these zones are pulling kind of surprisingly? Are we doing different zones?
I'm not sure, but Season is fighting for their lives. They're gonna try to get this res. They're getting the thirst. They are.
Pumpkin Eater down.
Pumpkin Eater is down. James Fearless is down. This is our leading squad right now. They're probably not too concerned about going out here. Of course, they would like to win, but it does look like Season is going to potentially take this as they have their full squad up and only one person left on ESA.
Yeah, this lobby's fighting really quickly, really fast. And some of that was just because people weren't in the zone here. And I don't think, I thought someone was going to be right there. But one of our top teams of the night eliminated. Also, just to add to the confusion of who the heck is going to qualify and play on Thursday. We're now looking at HEC as they have to push on high ground.
And back to your question on the zone pulls. Yeah, some pretty cool zones, some pretty strong pulls too.
Like, we've been bamboozled, I feel like. I just feel like something's a little different with some of these pools.
This is a...
Oh
Holy
my
What is
god. Oh,
What
that is some satisfying tracking is what that is. Enemy losing his shield. We saw enemy playing yesterday in a tournament that Andrew and I had hosted. This man is dialed in. Oh, we know he's a fryer. We got to spectate him firsthand in a tournament that we hosted yesterday.
HEC teams on both sides are going to try to push towards the Newcastle team. There's a full team up. They're inting into them, and it's going to be really bad. A really bad outcome here for HEC. They're going to try to hide in the crack. They're hoping the other team helps him, but it does look like G2 is going to clean them up, needing the kills desperately.
Yeah. Okay. G2 looking good. I also see Tripod still alive on the map. Well as ESA, SSG season. Some of these teams, again, have already qualified. Hakulo is down.
Nice.
And you know what? That's why they have the most points. Look at them. Look at them go. ESA, fight after fight after fight. Now can they hold off G2? Design with the shield down.
G2 is on the verge of having enough points to qualify for this. They're doing pretty well. Resulted down, though. And looks like they might go out here, so...
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, now we're on ESA's point of view. As you see... What? Oh, my goodness. SSG eliminated. ESA, one player up. Who's
Crazy
their third?
fight.
I know.
The backside of this rock. It's just...
It's
a
like
lot of
a
teams
sliver.
need KP. Yeah, a lot of teams need KP, and they're kind of forcing these fights. Phony trying to stop the res, but not going to be able to.
You see the Newcastle just walking backwards, carrying his teammate as he sticks the res.
Yeah, that was design.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, whoa. What? Oh, no! Did you see what happened to 100 Thieves? They didn't attach. They did not attach.
Oh, no. The tethers broke. They must have been made with really bad material.
Yes, they used dental floss, unfortunately, instead of whatever cables.
It's normally Kevlar.
Yeah,
the dental floss.
The floss is flimsy, and their teammates did not attach on the Valcolt, and they were just left behind.
Unfortunate. Bad planning, though. Probably, it's definitely their fault.
Yeah, 100% their fault, not a game issue. 100%. Tripod's walking up here, probably going to finish up ESA. They are indeed. Tripod's happy with that finish. Vax said, you know what? I'm just going to go up in the air and send it. I left my boys behind. I'm going to send it. 100 Thieves also down. We have Tripods versus G2 here at the very end. And it looks like it's a full team on Tripods and only a partial team on G2, I think. And G2. Tripods with the last game dub. Can we get some Tripods hype in the chat?
Two teams that we needed points. Tripods and G2 both needed points. They're finishing first and second. That's really going to spice up the standings here. Perfect game for both of these teams. They needed a top 3 with a couple kills. So, we're waiting on the final scores.
What a weird game. That was such a weird last game, no?
It was pretty crazy. It was very interesting. Definitely different from the other games. I do hate to see 100 Thieves going down like that. Yeah, this was a big clutch here from Vayne. Check this out. You thought Bots was going to clean this up, turning around. And Vayne does take him out. Pretty good, that was pretty good shots there. Pretty good fight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this was satisfying. All the satisfying clips.
Look at the crouch spam, though.
Okay. I can't wait to see the scores because there's a couple of teams that Andrew, if you had to like blindly pick which 10 we're gonna make it, and we'll see. I don't know.
I know a couple teams on the edge there. I don't know. E8, CLG, first attempt, all probably didn't make it because of that.
Well, yeah. Well, Tripod sitting with
Phase.
50. Oh, there's the unfortunate ult. The unfortunate ult.
FaZe also maybe not making it because of that. Yeah, but FaZe is trying to run a Maggie, so I mean, you know, we're in straight experimental territory here.
Andrew, I just don't know why with all this Maggie hate. Like, you know, with the Catalyst hate. Remember, it was Bowser on Vantage for a while. You were just, you know, just hitting hard on, and you just, you know, let these players choose diverse legends.
Where does Vantage or Maggie come in to any type of 3-stack right now? I don't know. Who are you taking out for Maggie in Vantage? I don't see how it's even possible. When you're around the round table discussing who's playing who, I don't know how it even comes into the conversation.
You know what? And that's why you're not on the team and you're not the manager. And you know what? It's not for us to know. It's just for us to watch and enjoy. And let's go ahead and take a look. And here we go. This is the total leaderboard. We're just going to cut right to it.
Oh, Tripods. That's the first thing I see.
No shot. Tripods didn't qualify. Stop. We need to recalculate.
Hey, can we get a recount?
We need a recount.
No shot, dude. 32. Yeah, I do see G2.
No shot.
G2.
And you know what? It really does come down to a lack of kills. That's one thing that stands out for me. Tripods, again, they did get that win right there. But with 13 kills on the night, it is just not going to be enough kills. The other teams on the left-hand side of the leaderboard really are sitting with, 15 at a minimum, 18 to 20 to almost even 40 kills. So, congratulations to Esports Arena, 100 Thieves, Stormtroopers, Karasuno, Space Station Gaming, Season HEC, G2, BR Demons, and Optic Gaming. We will see you guys again on Thursday in the $5,000 final. Everybody else, we will see you guys hopefully next week in the qualifiers as well. Some weird games tonight. I feel like I don't know. Like there's some of the gameplays that I was watching, and that unfortunate, unlucky 100 Thieves Valk ult there, as well as just some odd rotates and just inty, as we call it, gameplay out of these teams. Like, you know, it seemed like these players were playing like it was a qualifier and not like there was, $100,000 on the line. But keep in mind, everything matters and everything adds up, and each season has $50,000 in prizes.
I'm calling that Valk ult fail lost Tripods top 10. You know why? 100 Thieves was going to Valk ult, and they were going to land on Tripods. Tripods was going to kill all 3 of them, and so Tripods would have had 3 more points. They would have qualified by 1 point, had the game, not had dental floss for the Valk ult.
I don't know. Did anyone get the kills for them? I mean, did it go to whoever?
G2 got him. G2 didn't need that many kills. G2 got one of the kills.
Okay. Interesting.
So it just was destiny, I suppose, today. The Tripods was not going to make it. The Valk ult was struck down before it could even take lift, and they didn't get the 3 kills. So unfortunate there.
Hey, Andrew's calling it.
I'm sticking to it.
Well, that's the reason. But you know what, guys? That just means that we're going to see Tripods next week in the qualifiers again, which Andrew and I will be working the qualifiers every single week. Sometimes they're on Tuesdays, sometimes they're on Mondays. Make sure you follow our Twitter. We'll try to give you guys updates of when they are, but you can do ! now if you want to see the current scores and the teams. Mark your calendars. There will be another event, 5K final, on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we will see the best 10 teams from tonight and 10 teams that have already qualified based off their performance last week go head-to-head, where the competition is even stepped up to another level.
Yeah, good games overall. Really fun zone pools. Really competitive there at the very last second. A couple teams losing out by a couple points only. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, checking us out. We're His and Hers Live. Catch you in the next one, hopefully. And much love to all you guys. Good night.